maybe hold me up and I start walking. Maybe we should try it. Because how do you get lucky is funny. Listen, if you're trying to get in your hand, Flash, and his dad's The thing is, Flash knows the morality of his dad out there. I know. But it makes me laugh because he's Flash. He can put his dad and they can have an interview together outside for them because then the Speed Force put his dad there too. Even if he's there, that's amazing. It's amazing. So I would the interview to try to follow them. And then we got done, and now we were trying to make jokes and slap her, and now the other one slipped this here. And he said, if we're going to have a discussion, what I might do is when don't go to jail after, I'm going to get something to work from out. And so when this out, you may have to hear it from him. So Spurs when he was like, tell me, he's got my phone right now. Then you start bringing the show, it's called Black Mirror, and it's called White Christmas, and you don't get my egg out there, because if basically I get my egg, I'm going to make sure I know about it, and also for a real thing, and also and I make sure, because first, I mean, at one point, it's called Fields, see, we go, get so it's going to be hotels and zillion, there's like a people. So I started coming here and tell my friends, we're going to have it all. And listen, I'm going to say, this is imagine him. That's what the very reality thing kind of gets. It's making me laugh. Because not that he's not basically a third character almost, because Flash doesn't play football. I'm basically, when I play football, I'm really tossed off. I'm beating people. So, okay, you can put either those people over there. We'll see if we get back to somebody. Because if I'm out there having to use that, so listen, let me tell you something. Come on, hit me. Listen. It's a big deal to me. Y'all don't know how to about the thing. I'm over here playing games like how I'm going to get signed and make a game. And I'm out here playing games because he's not he's Flash. And he's not funny all the way because he used to know how it is. It's a lot of hours back in the day. I do fake backs. And the bird keep right before my football goes. And how so he eating all that. It looks like junk food. I don't get my food and I'm not playing that, but we're going to do much. What we're going to do. Because I see junk food out there, that means that's scary. And there's this brick wall. This wall, and then instead of people try to turn to another way, like a U-shape, or another U-shape together with dog food. I would take that. But you're out here. Let me tell you something. If I get in here, with my stuff, we're going to have a conversation. And when the dog gets out of hey, come on over here, it's definitely created with Marvin Paper Ocean, man. What if is being Ryland's thing? Because Ryland's, he's his own policy contract, right? Everybody's policy contract, right? Because he's involved. It don't matter sometimes what you sign with that in the sense of like, I'm not trying to be rude. It don't matter sometimes. Because when you realize the person is talking about this and they could possibly what if together, you know what I'm saying? So if you bring it in, let me tell you about it. Contracts don't need to be shredded because I don't destroy that. But you can recycle that paper. So what I'm trying to say is bring it in, I'll tell you about it. So I'm not here to people that start crossover and say that universe after we're talking about the future do. Because we got to do secret things going on, secret wars. And then like DC has to like we got to do is music. Because Henry Cavill, man, when he played for Superman, it's like makes me want to go like wonder where it's going in here and hey, so because I actually put him in the title itself too before the year it was like, yo dude, that's your heart still beating in there and somebody's trying to do something and all you gotta probably do is get that thing and put it in the sun for a little bit. I'm not even playing because he's more powerful than the other. And the powerful is really good. Because if you want to get really personal about it, it's funny, if you look at his little cartoon, if you were to put his powers on fandom, you know what it would be? Unzipping reality. Because he's making loopholes in the ground when he's getting shot by Dr. Lupo. Because he's over here and that's really rude in the game. There's like Daffy Duck out there and he plays it. His power would be like he plays too much. And Donald Duck, they play too much. So when they play too much and everybody understands that they play too much, it's like what can they not do? If they're playing with Bugs Bunny is not chasing after people. And you go to fandom and do the powers and stuff. And it's like Bugs Bunny it's reality. And it's like, how does he do that? He doesn't do it pen or pencil. And it's like people are over here trying to get things going. You go back to the time of Legit TV, and he's where the Easter egg out in TV. And we come in and change the universe, where the universe and no one got just like you know what to say was. And we're just like, hey, look at Ninja TV in the Easter eggs. And he's TV is I think he's there. No, Ninja one of them was there, and that was a lot. And like I know people come to go there. And you found out he was doing stuff on the other side of the scene. And you have to call some guy on the other side. That's what he did. This was talking to me. Well, one has the unzipped reality stone, but it's not a stone. You can't even get it. So when Thanos starts talking, hey, we just get the reality stone. You call him Bugs Bunny. And he hears about it because he's making another hole to get nothing like another one coming out. Wembayama. And Wembayama's living spaceship because he's out here has 5,000 blocks before the age of 19. And guess what, bro? And he's coming in finally. It's like everybody should kill him. Should have made a spaceship. I'm not even playing. They should do it. Think about it. Of course, they are. Man, that's not fair. We watched Michael Jordan. It's been about 30 years since he's on. What they have is a situation where we're having a whole DC of Avengers, and they have yourself the Justice League, and they have the Looney Tunes, which is the whole from the Looney family. So you gotta have a big one thing. And basically, it's like, if we were technical, we can start getting technical. So what I'm trying to say is, that I'm about to go play football with. As if I start to take care of them, I have to take it down. I think about Looney Tunes. But nobody knows too much about that. I think we got Speedy. Because all of a sudden, he's coming out to Fortnite, and he darn saved it. Again. And again, sometime. Speedy Gonzalez comes in here right before the TikTok comes on with the Ninja. Ninja's coming out of the boss fight in the game with all these llamas everywhere. And I'm like, how'd you get the llamas? We're having an argument about how to get llamas like this. It's like, well, you asked my you had to do one thing. And it's like, the llama thing is called David Caveman and Mr. Jones, where he may know where something to go. So we're saying this quest is called the Madness Quest. And we're all cartoons. So I'm trying to find Mr. I'm doing this quest out here. And I'm going to find these characters that are called trolls. And people are talking about trolls. And it's like, yo, I heard about the King's troll. And I'm walking down here. And these guys are walking around with rocks. And I'm like, dude, let me tell you something. Before I get those gray boots that are up there, And I can maybe get a signs for Bugs Bunny because he may have some problems with his feet sometimes because of gentle. And it's really nice, but you don't really nobody knows about his psychiatric facility areas and how he's going down the pit one time and he fell down and he was all like, yo dude, I didn't fall, I was bouncing and bouncing like a trampoline. And going like, yeah. Well guess what? When I find out your paws are having a scratch on them, you come back with me in my ear. And I can help to tell you if you have some low your paws, we're gonna have a situation too. But guess what? If you don't get my Dunkin' Donuts out of there, that place is gonna be filled with what we're gonna do there, and I'm gonna be like, man, I'm bored out here on this side of me. If I don't get on there, I'm not gonna be because I'm just trying to show you that this is there's some here, don't you see? Look at me. So what I'm trying to say is that guys, Bill Nye the Science Guy is one of my favorite characters ever because he has the ultimate job of playing kids all the time and teaching them what to do in all these classes. But he looks also what he's like Bill Nye's Will Nye. So I'm gonna put that in there because he got just right credit, man. I wouldn't know about atomic and scientific like ways and things like that if it wasn't for him introducing the light rays of the molecular coming in the atoms. And then the Atoms family comes in and you go like, whoa, that's a little bit scary because the Atoms family came way later. It's like asking something that should be said. I wouldn't say it. I'm not gonna go there. Because that's a spooky side of things. And I don't know spooky. I don't know if there's a I'm trying to do that. It's spooky. It's like to me it's something that I would give you a response of that like later date. Because that speaks that I can maybe give it to you. But it's not promising. So I'm gonna tell you something. You bring it on in here, I can't bring it on in here, but you need to bring it on in here. If you bring it in here and you come in and put your hands in, I'm about to go out and do this. And then you get going, okay? So let me tell you. Speedy Gonzalez comes in. When Speedy Gonzalez comes in, I snap through my lips because it's just like, dude, talking about bearing down in the Flash and the Speed Force. Speedy Gonzalez is running some Speed Forces as he goes with his pinky toe, dude, and people don't even understand that. But he's out here, he brings Slowpoke with him, and Slowpoke's grabbing him by the tail. And when Slowpoke's grabbing him by the tail, we're all like lost because how did you get Speedy? He's all wondering like, yo, man, I heard y'all got peppers. All of a sudden, I'm like, dude, they're talking about go out, and I don't want my homeboy to have to, or me to have to take this loss because I have to remote the Wu-Tang Clan Douglas in the air. And my friend's like, what more? That's obvious. So I'm out here wondering what we're going to do. The Slowpoke has gone on a slow time. People think, yeah, Slowpoke is running, but he just goes on and he has nothing nonchalant, nothing important. A lot of stuff's important. He's just out here taking consideration about all that stuff that's important. That's why he's running so slow, because he won't look at her thinking like everything. So he won't think like everything. He doesn't want everybody to know. So he just walks here nonchalant, and he's all like, and when he sings, he has to make sure because he's so happy. He sings naturally, but he has to tone it down. So he's like, and it's like very long. You can tell that he's putting some sort of love and effort into that because of nobody. So he's trying to draw everybody off of his attention because he's just like, man, I got it good out here. And he sees that he's hurt. He's having it so good that look at how he has it. He basically has the whole we have next coming on the game with women, but and but don't know where the winner goes because they hate going on into where it is. And that's how they go into these houses. They put on different schemes on the formula. And that's what I'm trying to tell you about the situation. And it's going on. Mr. Slowpoke walks in with Speedy, and Speedy's running around looking for his peppers. And it's like, Slowpoke's like, you said peppers? I heard about them one time. So he walks in with his whole type of yo, dude, problem. Their name is in Spanish, so it's like how you're speaking in Kentucky. And why I'm like Slowpoke, how are you? he's telling me, dude, listen, bro, I've come here to have a sandwich. And it's like, I've come to have a sandwich. He's like, I've heard we're on Twitch and you're on sandwiches, and I'm here to get some of them peppers. And he's like, the peppers, dude, he's like, what are you doing with the gas man? It's like, this is a jet fuel thing. And it's like, dude, what are we going to do? Because, listen, nobody here trying to take a loss. Nobody trying to do nothing. So, what do we do? And he's like, man, I came here for the pepper. I didn't come here. Whatever y'all got over, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Everybody trying to nonchalant everything. He over here talking, the whole universe is like, oh, this is this whole world. With Deadpool 3 Wolverine coming out in like 5 hours out here, man. And he's out here, everything darn slowed down for that. Rodriguez. He's out here, dude, he's over here, and he knows this whole time thing about, if you keep draining the time, telling everybody how things are important, and you're like, look, we're going to have a situation. He's like, I'm start talking like $100. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And we're running around, and we're back in the jazz, and I'm about to go over and take them off my dope this one first, because you're taking too long about my peppers, because I ain't got no time for this. And like, dude, if I keep having, do your morning here and tell people, I want to tell people about how what's so personal, man. Because, dude, guess what? What's he doing? He's drawing out this negativity that drains. He's having positivity, bro. And the thing is, he's covering it. Like faking negativity, you can't just fake it. It has an unnatural negativity that creature out there. And he's like, I ain't gonna tell you about the story. And it's like, if you want to get these peppers, I'm gonna tell you this life story. And it's like, but I gotta tell you something before I tell life stories. I heard all what happens. It's like when people go out there and they get their things on. And I'm like, man, you get jiggy down that path. Let me tell you something. Bring it in here. That's fast as your head before it starts moving. And he makes one giant waiting for mankind. Lance Armstrong says, dude, if we ain't speeds out here, and if he don't get any of these peppers that y'all been talking there, making him go wild, if I don't get man, we're gonna have to all put some jumpsuits, man. Because we're trying to do this. I'm trying to get y'all to understand how to do this screen dog. I'm gonna tell you something, man. So now me and my dad are having a conversation. We don't want one but speed, and one but slow. Now that I would find a movie, well, the time, space continuum, but like I talked about, he's the very best being ever, basically, in the fucking heritage. Like, in here, and my dad, I knew Llama has a safe field goal the other day. And what we're doing here is like, let me tell you, did you end up going to court? And he's like, dude, let me tell you something. That's some good business. Yes, I don't think I'm my dad. If you tell me one more time that you think you're my dad, I'm gonna start playing games. What you think is that thing? And I'm not gonna call it dad. I'm gonna get technical here. I'm gonna call officers to put me in here real quick. And they're gonna be like, well, that's your choice. Because you come over here and say something to me, we're gonna have a discussion because I have a whole team. And he's like, yeah. You can go put your boots on when you're playing inside. And you're having these like, listen, if I don't stop here, I'm close about me that knows how to get the door if you don't understand what I'm talking about. He's gone beyond me. He's gone on from telling myself, y'all can be what he got that done downplay. Basically, how to make this happiness. And he's like, I don't want to let you take it away from me. It's like, we're going to have like something going on there, keep on telling everybody my things and my drink here. Listen, yo, let me tell you something. Listen out here. Let me bring it to you. Let me tell you, this is brought to you by Bloody. If it don't matter where you are, if you haven't paid advertising, and it's not going to a bad place, you go on, you can pay advertising because it seems like that person will be all over no matter what. So he'll come over here and he'll tell you about his Deadpool 3 Wolverine and the time traveler with whoever, all the other ones, man. So So let me tell you something. I was sitting here with Barry Allen and his dad, which is a serious thing because the kids are worried about. When you're a kid and you see Flash talking with his dad behind bars, we don't notice this as kids. We're just like, we love him. So we're just like, man, I can't help but wonder what he can do. Even though he's beyond time and he can phase through the wall and give his dad hug. Or we're being punked this entire time and we haven't got the comic out yet where it's like, not that it's mean all the way, it's what mean. It's like, man, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. He finally starts talking to people outside. And he's like, yo, every time y'all think we're just sitting here like this, and we're like having, it's like, I'm inside there. We're having a whole conversation about what we're gonna do today and we're playing football and stuff. He's just darn made like these like holographic possibilities that are there. So it's just like sitting right there. But we haven't got that yet. So right now we're just looking at it, it's like, dude, how do we fix time? And then Bruce Wayne, I think he knows this and he knows, I'm not playing games because that's really did a great job. He's still doing a great job. It's so funny because he possibly knows this, is that when, you know who Batman reminds me of? He's out here trying to explain like going into like an imaginary church state. And he's talking about ties and universes and this and that. And he's like, Flash, I'm not here because I don't know Flash, man. You don't know him. So I understand he's the one that really crosses a lot of many universes without having to hope that they split Adam happens with these people that come together instead of going apart. And the deal with loving people that come together. So the Flash is like sitting down with his dad, they're doing phone calls from distance. And it's like, by the time, if you really know the Flash and you know his speed, bro, before I gotta go, if I'm not gonna be sure to be out to pay the bunch about what if, or if we can do something that I'll tell y'all more about later, where I don't watch the movie in the end and we just continue thinking that it's what if. Until and then, but I'm gonna be scarred because what if it happens and it's like, that happens for a split moment and I want to see the struggle in the movie together. And it's like, how do we do this? And what, like, am I going to, do I need to go get my trombones? But I'm not here to do that. We need to stand on that. And it's like, well, they've already gone and did it. No, that was the NBA cross-referencing with that. Dude, you know what you do with that? Every one of those NBA players will have a character movie with them. And it's like, well, we're to the office. And that's probably when Buzz Bunny comes in. He's like, yo, dude, let's talk about what we're going to do about the situation. Hey, Buzz, let me tell you something, man. I don't know where you live and how you look you are, but let me tell you something. You come on in, before you ran in, before you're trying to do something, you're trying to get away, you can remember about it. And he's like, well, have you seen your outfit? It's like, what you mean, have you seen your outfit? I'm not going to talk about it. It's since I don't think some people out here know what you wear that outfit. So if you wouldn't mind getting your moment, and like, if you, like, that's beautiful. Yeah, it's okay. I haven't been here. That's beautiful. So what I want to consider is that, hey, we have something to consider. Hey, man, see it. Talking about track. And it's like, the last time that we haven't talked about tracks was when I was doing playtests with research. And I found out there was crack in the universe. And 0.1 is not a crack anymore. And 0.01, she's got a situation. She's got her whole skin back from it. And people are saying, wow, that's really, really, she got, that made no sense. 0. That's like, that's a scary word. And a beautiful word. If you think about it, the word 0 in the game is scary, but she's also beautiful. There's a thing we're going on here, and if we get one, and you got this thing, and you put a 0, and you put a period, and you put a 0, and you got these eyes that bend you, bro, you never has that. I dreamt of 0 this way. So we got one. Is the day after tomorrow. Because if I don't get my phone, you ever seen the day after tomorrow? When something like this is like, well, I gotta get my phone. Well, how do you think that's going to be the day after tomorrow? Well, I'll tell you, I'll go over top of this. This thing may not be so structured completely, but it seems like. So what I'm trying to say is, we're going to choose comes in, remember I'm saying, do not go near that area because it's going to be too tough for it. You know what I'm talking about? Steamy stacks. Because you go in those things and they have radiation and stuff. He's going to become that radiation and he's going to be mad or fuck you. So if y'all got to be concerned about all these characters, dude. So if you can't hear me out there and this thing is blocking me, dude, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something from like on the side. There's a thing here. If I don't get my Dunkin' Donuts and my phone, and the whole camera audience that's behind her, the camera itself, and she's out there on the phone and it's moving. You see it moving like possibly. It's there. Yeah, guess what? Keep on playing. We're gonna find out who's going to move the lips. It's just about the gibberish. It's like, well, let's do this, man. Let me tell you about one time. So now we're sitting with Mr. Harris. And we're sitting with the house, okay? In the house, Mr. Harris, it's like, he's ready to go. He's ready to go. And he's like, Mr. Harris is talking to me. And because I'm out here as a psychotherapist. And it's like, let me tell you something, Mr. Harris. If you were able to bring it in, and we were able to, what is going on, question reality, and why this is the worst scenario that y'all here in stuff in this thing, y'all gonna have some problems because we're not going to be able to understand each other. So where's the rescue situation that I'm over here trying to figure out? That's going through all this stuff, trying to understand the index of things. And now when I see this thing, it's going on. Y'all know. But it's not as y'all know we see before. Let me tell you something. One day, I know you got these guys like this dude, don't you get me? Because if they got me going back talking about guys like this, I never done that in my life or anything. So if you correct me, and I gotta go through the scene and start talking about this, because it's dangerous and I don't like never doing it, man. They try to let me tell you guys, very soon, possibly this people turn into chocolate. I don't like calling it chocolate because there's your this has a lot of chocolate. Okay? I have 10 hours. We just did this in 24 hours. So we got questions. And then still just doing this. So whispering because like I don't, it's all jokes aside, I have to tell my mom that's that thing at the other place. He's going to be because he's going to go talking to me. Hey, that's what we got some else about. He's like, how do I else I can tell I gotta add my dad? What about the waves? He's all like, Foggy didn't let me down. He has no idea about this. We're ready to go today. It's like, it's like, let me put on my speaker helmets. The speaker thing from the in the Xbox game. Because that sounds like we're going to do something that's righteous and not right. Who sees those places? It's like real. he's only in your house because he was just speeding. He was speeding. He was speeding. He was driving without a license. He was driving without a license, actually. But he was caught by like red handgun charge, bro. So he's out here telling me that these 3 hours that he's got to do while they get the paper sorted, so he ain't got to pay no fine. It's every single second that he's tormented because it can't be with the love of his life. He's being tormented. He's like, man, I do. How are you doing like this? He's like, dude, I need to explain this more. I've been so tormented with a 3 hour. He loves that word. And he's like, and I'm like, dude, this is for love. It's like, I'll be going back to the Roxbury. And it's like this. And it's like, but the Roxbury like this, and the guy writes the window. It's like, man, you fixed all the Mr. Bobby. It's like, oh, this man. It's like, man, I need to explain to Mr. Harris. It's like, well, I have brought you all here. I can't spend all these days about how to do this because when it's all Mr. Harris, dude, where's the car? He slides my keys on the door. He gets the keys to the car. He's like, he thinks that that's going to entice me into getting married. But guess what? I'm home with that, man. We go with it. See how it is to do windows. And he's like, because I've learned it. And he's like telling him all these things about how you want to learn how to do this and all that. And we're going to have a discussion about this with my dad. And Mr. Harrison and I are out here. We're like, dude, Jamie, this is scary, Dad. We're not happy to talk to him because this is scary. It's secure. I'm like, hey, move in here. Bring it in. He's like, if you keep on telling me what to do, bring it in here. He's like, we cut the short. How do we cut this thing so I can do it all? So, oh, it's very well. We talked to the camera and finally all this stuff. While I drive the car away for a little bit, man, I got something I gotta go. And he's like, dude, I ain't got time for all this stuff. I play too much and stuff. You think I'm playing? Bring it in here and tell you he's playing. I'm gonna figure something out. He's butts me on my head. And he's all like, dude, if you don't get your act together, we're gonna have these situations. And it's like situations comes in, it's like, I have to act normal. So when I act normal, and Wolverine comes through, and he's like, you saying what about normal? Oh yeah, it's about going outside sometime. And I'm like, no one can put words in somebody else's mouth, Mr. Harris. And people are sitting here trying to figure out how to get to my food. Somebody knocking on the door. He's like, it's time you be on business almost up. And I was like, dude, every single moment that this happens to me, he starts excretion. He's like, and he's laughing. And he's like, but he doesn't tell me because he doesn't want to take a second. Because there's times when we're doing stuff. So I was out there playing games, and it's like, dude, we need to put your focus together. Did you do everything you need to do before we got here? So it's like, this is good. I really made these steps. And I ran around, kept going, and I kept playing games. And I won. And at the same time, I was like, flash clock. And like, we're going to sit in your security wall. And he's like, this guy. And he's like, you know what you're talking about. And this is understood. It's like, what do you mean? And he's like, he puts his head in his ear like this, even though it's a paper thin wall. So he's over here trying to listen about what I'm doing. He's he's running, and that's what the next time he flippers and have a race and see who can do it. So I'm tired of two inside the door paper. And then I'm like, wow. So now I brought him up. He's like, oh, dude, what you got yourself into here? And it's like, I don't get this homeboy out of here. We're gonna have a situation because he's having a situation like this is a situation that I love. And it's like, yes, it's a situation that I love. What would you expect? And it's like, the one person is escape. And I'm like, oh. So you got check the house is there. I said, yo, excited, just don't say y sabe como si no es necesario más que estás acabando con todo ello, es un quilombo, porque sí necesitas cachado. Es un tiene que ser así. Peacemaker comes in, his dad, Mr. Peacemaker's dad. And it's like, dude, he's like, his dad next to me. And it's like, dude, listen, Peacemaker, I see you act like you're all foul and stuff. You know, you're talking about tactics. He's like, you're talking about it's just, it's like, you do that just, it's like, him how you do it was prudence, Mr. It's like, dude, your dad was wrong. Or, man, because he goes away to Russia. And he's like, yeah, go on, man, just Bob loves that. Go right out the door because the door was open. He can get what he was trying to this little thing, man. He can just walk outside. The thing is, the dude, the judge is out of the room. This is the real, we got a people. This judge is ready to go. You know what I'm saying? He's with where everybody go. He's running. And he's not running like, uh-oh, there's an outcome situation that's going on here. These guys are going to do some time. We got to do more time. It's important because you're going to do because it's hard to wait. You're trying to go outside of all these emails. You know? So we're trying to make sure that that's the way it is. But that's the way I was trying to be careful. So, like, because for me, there's been times when things get away. So, hey, bring it on in, keep these things going. And now you can go because you know the security guard's going to bring it in. He's like, you can go, man. So why can't I tell him out loud when he's going to be able? So I gotta keep going. You can't tell him about this. So we keep going. Tag the security officer is going to be one that's at the door. So the peacemakers are coming on in, they do their agreements with his dad. Y'all, we need to get going. We need to do some help because I have to go as much as I can. Possibly as I have. So the dad is like, here's the dude. Come on, bring it in here. And over here, bring it in and play games. He's like, yeah. So he's like, bring it in. There's people running in and out because this people come here to change something. And you're going outside. And it's like, going out, it's like, going outside. These people have been out here for thousands, but he's still sitting there trying to act like he's an innocent creature. He wants to not be like, I want to be innocent. But it's like, dude, if we don't get out of here soon, we're going to be in a life-term sentence because, dude, we're doing this and people are going to come to you. And we're going to be sitting there. And he's all like, well, guess what this was? I'm going to have to tell y'all we're going to keep it down. Just know that we're going to be in place very soon. So then, why? So when I start writing about stuff, and I'm like, hey, how can we turn it down for Wolverine in the South? Well, you know what I'm talking about? The stalking program. And they can't get no better. They say that it goes like this, it goes the opposite way. So we got bad in reverse, a south. And then if I go south, it will go like this, because it keeps church to church. So it's like, damn, what do I say? Because that's not as very question. Let's check the database and time encyclopedias. It's like, security guards like, well, I'm a security guard. If anybody got anything, so we're over here with the security guard. And you think I didn't know that y'all were trying to do my stuff? So now my man is acting like security guard, got no keys on. And he's doing this, but he's doing talks, and he's having, and he's like, man, y'all need to sleep. He'll get y'all. Because, and he's like, we talked about I'm going to take on over because I'm trying to get what's out there. And somebody got my phone. And somebody's got my phone. And I'm not trying to shake it. It's like Jack Frost comes out of nowhere. It's like, yo, if you're going to have to turn it up a little bit. It's like, what you do, you're going to have to turn it up. Because he's like, yes, like, turn it up. And it's like, we go up or hot air over there. Because there's, he said, turn it down. Which is South Korea, Junior was out here in a very bad situation. And there's really more cooking. Wondering, hey, it's time to wake up. All he has to do is touch, turn it on, wake up. So, but the thing is, the whole thing is like, I want to see this on this treadmill running, and it's like, because he's running, and he's controlling himself. But he's trying to get to another dimension. He's looking at us, and he's going to keep on coming down. And we can go over exactly this, have family, but we don't know much about, and we can't know too much out of these two creatures. Because you two are like, they know something, and they start talking about us, but they're going to be like, hey, yo, I heard about something. They want to get each other back together. You two are moving. Because y'all would figure out what's going to happen. Is like he's telling you now, they kind of do whatever they want. And so they're just sitting, they don't have to do experiments like that. They think that we can just sit down and sit down. It's like sitting down. So whenever I put the zeros, period, zeros, and it looks like huge eyes, and it can't tell you if I did do it, you have to do it. So it's going to go watch the movie. So when we realize I think we go watch this movie because we don't really do story. The thing is that he's actually going to be bringing time into the play. And we have time and space. So now we have to check it out. It's like, yes, there's just things going on. It's not just big inside the mind. The Wolverine is except for things which could happen because it's like it's a so what I'm trying to do is that TV universe and the animated series and all stuff I understand but money is not if you understand that because like imagine like we're sitting we're not protesting and like this reason why we're poor is because we can't really cause all these cinematic characters with the TV or huge reasons like all day. And because there's some things called like companies, I'm not trying to be real, there's a huge company. What I'm saying is that policies that things do, these characters, and if you have to separate that, the last time as a person this stuff happened is I don't like that stuff. I'm involved with that and never have to do one of these positive stuff because that's not what it's supposed to be. It's like the thing is we have a character that has yet to be involved in to the universe who has yet to be said more than I have talked about because I'm like the one that's getting this man ready. He's the one that's simply launching out here in Thor and everybody the freaking remote to Fortnite. The Australian guy, the guy that's doing the time with Thor and Ragnarok, and like land is so beautiful with that guy that knows how to believe. And he's all like, man, he's got like that beautiful voice that he knows how to be a good person. And he's all like, hey, guys, I think we gotta get going here. And he's trying to play the game like it's clear wall now because he's got clear wall. And it's like, who you talking about, man? You call Cole Beasley in here. And he's out here, we get Von Partner up there, and we're doing San Francisco Giants or running around with the Giants because it don't make sense. San Francisco Giants and the New York Giants are lost. It's cold. So we have a balance. Again, and Florida. And we're trying to get back to everything. The views out here trying to play games that you like YouTube don't know. Because YouTube's bigger than him. He keeps trying to make sure they're big, smaller, younger brother. even though he's a bigger, younger brother, it's like from almost like BYU University, that he's just gonna just sit there like he don't know him. So when you two's out here doing stuff, he's getting everybody confused, and you two start getting turning from negative into positive, and he's a better preacher. He's not gonna say he's a bad preacher. He's kids around too much, and people don't really know what he's doing. So you don't really know all these things. Like, let me tell you something real quick. Because my donkey's pretty high. So we're sitting in this little thing, and people are trying to see what we can do because it's all on YouTube, so YouTube will hear what he's talking. So we're sitting here like, I'll beat you to the donkey. And if y'all go online, somebody walks in the door, that's to see Mr. Waffle. Mr. Waffle comes in and he's all like, hey, y'all keep it down here. It's like, how much longer is it going to keep it down? And he's YouTube says, if you are right, this one's like, hey, they say, hey, how long do you have to keep it down? You guys, it's so long. It's like, because they don't want to say, yes, they understand that they can overcome the situation, but they still see that there's a donkey. So now it's Pablo having to deal with you and you two trying to do a donkey. But they're getting confused because they tell them about somebody's moving the donkey in the phone. And they're like, how are we going to do this? All I'm trying to do is, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, guess what? I ain't trying to do nothing. Except I'm trying to save somebody. And it's like, why would you try to do it? Use everybody needs it. But the thing is I don't get my phone here and start trying to get back out the whole universe of times and situations of and it gets me to my actions. And then now that I'm getting right about my life, this whole branding thing, because we're definitely true about the studios and Wolverine, and you know what I'm talking about? Cinematic and TV universe, but with who's involved. Yo, listen. Let me tell you something. Have y'all bring it in here? I'll tell you something really quick. So one thing's for certain is that when you got that, you gotta realize there's the artist universe where you got people singing and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? They got artists. So what you get though is you see it's pop paint on Twitch. It's not pop paint on Twitch. It's pop paint. So when you start painting stuff, you start telling people how to talk about this and like how to do it, man. If you know how to do it, if you go check out the other ones, I haven't people on the side of because Mr. Terrence, he don't know situations, he just basically tell you is that I haven't even checked the past streams and all kinds of commercials. I've been doing this off the top of my head. I don't even know where that off in the sense that we dated, but I forget. So I start doing games off this thing, all these people. And I'm like doing dancing, and it's like, hey, well, aren't you doing the Luke Skywalker? It's like, have you not tried doing it again? It's like, when you tell you how fast you can do it, you go all the way like tired, it's going tired. It's going before, and we're trying to find out where love can be. Where is love? And then somebody goes on and does stuff. So let me tell you, on another spectrum. We're right over here from the Flintstones, and the Flintstones basically what's his name? There's a guy to people. That's what we were last night, dude. In the sense of time and space, we were doing time and space, like lights and stuff like that. And let me tell you, man, if we're gonna keep talking about policies, and I'm not trying to agree with you, but like, at what point can we cross paths? If we can do it like that, like we can do it like, it's like Marvel, we don't even have to say it, we can do it all the way. Because we got the gentleman from Australia that's introduced Fortnite into Marvel. Or DC Batman was in there. I forgot who was, because I got beat this rep. The store went out and saved his people, they made a new layer. And that's what it was. I know that, but who really checked on him, bro? Let's think we can't get out here. You know who reminds me of Ben Affleck? I can see Ben Affleck, because he did that with Aquaman. Ben Affleck when he did Aquaman that one time. It's like the heat knocked on the right door, bro. It's just like, how do you operate into a door? I don't know how to say it. It wasn't, but it looks like a keyhole. But who's taking in there? It's like Robert Downey Jr. or something. The door, oh, it was a hole. It was like a team. It was a hole. And it was a hole. And the window, and the door. Doors out here, when you had a whole Fortnite and watch just Australia, basically play Fortnite. And in that moment of time where they're all nonchalant about it, it's like you might as well put my eyes on it and sit here like that. What just happened? Because we're going to watch this Fortnite, it's a door he's holding on to. And you think this, you know what I'm saying? And it's see the door has, he doesn't gain weight fast. So if you keep really technical with it, how long they've been streaming, how long they've been gaining, because the door has gained weight here in this scenario. And but he and guess how fast he goes away. By the next screen, it's completely gone. It's still there, but then it measures perfectly our fit. It's too good because he's out here playing with these characters in Fortnite, but they have no idea. This is not saying they don't. They have no idea that in the future they'll try to use this for something special. But they're in there, and you keep saying, I keep saying that they don't have any idea. But Thor is in here, he's already got his hair done. Last time he left pass. And he's gained all this weight. And it's like, bro, how do you do all this? How do we get something over here? So we go back to this Australian rock and we're like, hey, he's like, yeah, it's right. He's so awesome and nice. And he's like, here you go, here's control. Thor's playing. He's over here playing. He's like, he has like, he's been so big, he's trying to be like, because he's fast with it. But he's like, that don't feel right. I'm going back to my controller. And it's like, why did we get a moment there to be like, hey, in that movie, I'm not saying anything bad, but it's like, why did we go in here and realize what could happen? Because this gentleman's in Dustin, and he's just like, yeah, man, she's about to beat Alpha. Remember what's his name? Oh, his name's Alpha. Excuse me, his name's a black outfit, purple guy. They're in Dusty Divot, and it's all of a sudden we're starting to see the universe and our realities coming to a conclusion, but not all the way. Because that conclusion can put a pause on slow time because you just got slow out there. I can't go back to his book. You gotta get my father out there of the like where the security guard out there, but he's like the doors already open, right? Where the peppers, it's like listen, we're down for a nice solid skirmish, and they're out here in Dusty Divot, and there is not something goes on. If you get into people look at the streets and stuff, skirmish when there's like 500,000 people watching the live stream, and they were all chatting, bro, and they were actually reacting to the chatting intelligent levels. Very awesome, dude. And I was like, dude, go get the one who's summer skirmish when you Dusty Divot. The whole magazine, y'all thought they would come in here and to the area I accidentally landed, and you think I'm gonna get like animalistic with y'all. This is my problem. Yeah. It's like, dude, just because I'm wearing a black outfit with purple on it, don't mean I don't know how to be man or a person. So it's like you don't know what's under me, and you don't even know what y'all throwing me into while you play this game. So he's like he's on throwing some of these stones outside in the dust. And everybody's trying to figure out what these stones do. So all these kids are running around and they're like, hey, is this an infinity stone so we can maybe do something? Or well, faster than light, do something like jumping on clouds and stuff like that. And it goes out and these kids are going to play so much skirmish for thousands and $100,000, millions of dollars. And there's stuff floating in the sky. And this is real life. I'm not telling you about this, man. I ain't gonna get into it. This is beyond. Bro, you look at some of the reactions, there's actually, it's gone to a point where there's like live stream reactions of what's happening in the summer skirmish. And these people are trying to make sure that they're on board. It's like, are we playground or something? If we turn off the gravity, all of a sudden John Mayer's out here saying, is obscene because they're taking it so serious. And it's a special moment in time when the Omega is out here. Mercury, he's one of the master planets. And I'm like, so I have a question about your dad. And he's like, what kind of question did you have talking to Omega like me? And I was like, yeah, let me tell you, last time I talked to Omega like there was a woman coming out of that woman's head, like when you have a dance on. Well, hi, bro. And he's all like, you think that's the case? And I'm like, listen, man, y'all need to get this figured out because there's people flying up the van and it's like dust. And he's like, oh, you don't get your act together. He's like, bring it on in here. I said, hey, I'll bring it on again with my palm on something. Chip here to start doing some hula hoops. And we'll start dancing. Deadpool comes in, he's like, it's too much time. It's that time. It's like, what do you need? It's my time. Omega's like, dog, it's my time. He haven't even act. Omega, that's his name. He's like, he's having a react. It's my time. But it's like, dude, when Hamlin's coming into it, it's like, it's my time to jump into it. It's like, it's my time. It's like, dude, you might as well put on the dance floor and take one. He's like, it's my time. And he's like, take one comes in. It's like, we're going to have to do double time now. But we have to do this bigger because these people are playing so skirmish. Double time is being on. And we have to all battle to get the bows out. We have to get the bows out because we're shooting flying these things. And basically, Deadpool is like, man, it's time. So he's running around with Dusty Dibbit and everybody's flying around. And he's all like, trying to act like he's slow code. Slow code tries to see that he's playing around with templates and speed and dolls. And they're out here playing this game, right? And they're running and running. And they don't get together. It's like they're over here trying to say, well, like Pump is out the game, so I'm going to find this Dusty. And they're out here, they're acting like these. Where did you go to play this? It's like, well, guess what? If I would explain X-Men Origins to you, by the time Double Pump comes out, I'm like, Dave, man, how can I talk to you like this? I've been telling you stuff. I've been good. And he's like, if I don't get to know you, you talk about me, talk about a lot of these things out here, down all the land and stuff in there. It's like, dude, what you talking about? So it's a companion server. He's like, yeah, you think I wasn't going to watch the band, but I'm going to do Double Pump all the time. And he's like, well, guess what? I'm the one that's going to grab Striker Pump, dude. He's like, well, you play the Striker Pump? It's like, well, I gave it. And he's Omega's like looking at us like, hey guys, y'all gonna have to turn around a little bit because this is my time. I got to down with this thing and burn an outfit. He's wearing a spacesuit. The Empire thinks it's like, hey, I think it's one of the nice ones. But it's like, why are you wearing a spacesuit? What are you, man? And he's all, let me tell you something, bro. If you go on keep playing, you'll have to figure out who's what and what's going on. I'm running around with Deadpool all over. And we're doing this stuff. What y'all got going on? Don't you see that there's people flying around? It's like, well, who's the one responsible for this? Let me put on my true detective hat on. So all of a sudden, we're sitting and talking and back in the day before we came in. And I'm like, and of course, it's like old OG music. And we're queuing in. And all of a sudden, somebody goes, like, it's like a microphone. It's like, here you go. He's passing about these literally like passing universes. And nobody knows. He's passing like so past copyright law situation with all like stripes something all and we don't know he's like purgatory. He's such a creature. He's a problem. But he knows how to be a problem. And then for one time he's somebody offers him a block name because they don't know him. He's like, I'll take it for sure. He's not mad. He has these things. So he passes. He's like, yo. And it's like, who's gone? This rock doors. Oh boy, man. Who's going to think how you're trying to stitch about who it is? And I say, well, I'm trying to move on to my thing. And I was like, it's the OG theme song. And it's like, yo, dude, listen, guys, when y'all before y'all keep in here, and things start getting really like out there, because there's about to be a situation where we're not getting no negative. He's wearing a black outfit and he's on all purple just a few minutes ago. And he's got a QA with you guys. Y'all gotta act. If y'all know what's going on and y'all flying around, y'all might as well get your snipers out with no scopes and try to do something special because these dudes, not that we're gonna hurt them, this is in the game. because this is a wartime bit now. It's in the game. This is a new game. He's out here trying to be smart about where he's going to try to cue in. I got one. He's like, I've heard that evidence all right. I don't have to talk about it. He's like, I will not do what the summer skirmish from the fly around the competitive kids or flying around for thousands, $100,000, dude. And some guys out here on the other side of the station finally getting close to warming up for the World Cup. And he's out here like, let me cue in as well. And he puts on his white Power Ranger outfit. He's all like, Destiny's on the line. And I'm like, Destiny's on the line because you're talking about you or something. I'm just like, Destiny's on the line. Destiny's on the line. If you're not going to hit this shit like this because he's cueing in his big songs, and he got Infinity Stone. He's got the Infinity, and he's got his name. Infinity is like, I got the Infinity Blade, what's that called to Infinity Blade? It's like, well, you don't need it there, so you got Infinity Blade. He's all like, whole good songs is like, getting your phone. And I'm having to be like, yo, dude, this ain't fair. Because that I'm not giving the work. These kids are playing on summer skirmish, and they need to get them hot shots. It's too sweet. Like, dude, this is a paintball, you know what I mean? But they're playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So basically, that's how these people are going to agree. Right. What's that about? One moment, guys. Give me a moment. What's going on, bro?
You speak English?
Huh?
You speak English?
Of course. Wait, hold on. There's an advertisement they're doing for Deadpool 3.
Can you take your stuff and go walk downstairs?
What happened? Whoa. Guys. Hold on. ¿Qué pasó?
Sir, I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you speak English?
Guys, this is... Hold on. Don't forget where we're at, guys. This is not fair, okay? We have to do something here. This is the office here, okay? Don't say nothing. This is the paid promotion, man, for Marvel University. Yo, guys, we're not... Guys, I'm trying to tell you right now. Listen. We're sneaking my Duncan. That one is out. Every single one. Alright? Special in time. So we gotta get some out the flavor. Okay? About we are back. crazy. God. His eyes like seagulls. Yo. If you have any questions about my knocking in the future, I'm gonna tell you something, okay? Where are we now? It's like we gotta call Justin Bieber. So we're out here, dude, we're out here. You see what I'm saying? And now I did this and how we got it. Now Omega's out here trying to do where that outfit he got going on, but he don't want me to tell his true identity. So it's like all of a sudden, it's like, well, look how it is. Because I found out where he was. So now we gotta get considerate about how we're gonna handle the situation. Okay, but the thing is, that Duncan, that I got out, well, guess what? Y'all might as well give me more, man. In the sense of like, yeah, well, there you go ahead, man. Y'all keep playing games, adding these colors everywhere. That's no, we're out in the world now. So we're gonna have to do this. It's like, hey, man, we gotta take it apart. Because if we keep doing stuff and people try to find out where I was locked up, man, it's like Acorns come on, and he's Acorns, competitive. He's like, well, if I was back in the day building like this, you've seen Acorn? Out there when he's playing with, basically he's out there, man. They're out there in Europe, and his Acorn's out there. And out of all people, he's so innocent making it, and it's like, guess what we just did? We got him out of there. So we got it in there, I had it in my hands, but now we're out here. So when y'all want to keep playing, where trying to see where I'm staying and stuff, y'all go find out my setup edge. So where the setup's gonna be, it looks like we're this, and then look, we got If coming out, and I got this thing going on. Listen, man, not everybody's gonna understand what y'all got going on out there. But whenever I had to cue in, and then I'm getting in here, it's like, hey, man, well, how can I get in that lobby where they're having to play Summer Skirmish and they have reviews and reactions, man? And I'm like, dude, this is not fair for me because I want that. It's like, I want it that way. And it's like, if I don't get it that way, we're going to have to get something going. So if we keep streaming, it might have to get disconnected from my super Wi-Fi connection. We're going to have to figure out how we're going to get everything going. So, the mask comes in because Tifu is cued in on the script. And he's all wearing the pink, he's wearing that pink outfit with the green skin because he's out here flexing. But it's like, wait, why would you go so hard and so mean and all men? Because he's wearing the green outfit, he's in charge. He's in charge of trying to be like this. Because like when y'all talking about trying to do streaming inside the jet fuel container, and there's all these things coming out, and it's like, well, let me tell you something. Let's bring it in real quick. Let me tell you something, guys. If we're going to be playing Summer Skirmish and y'all flying out there, and y'all flying now, all of a sudden it's the only time in Fortnite y'all flying, except when they try to copy the scenario. I'm not trying to be rude, they brought the broomsticks. Remember the broomsticks? Those broomsticks were getting a little technical. And I was like, hey, man, who brought broomsticks out here? And I'm like, started to wonder who brought broomsticks in that other universe where I don't have a Duncan in my hand, and I'm looking like the freaking walking Duncan together. So next thing I know is that we're out here, and we've gone on and fixed the timelines. But the thing is, like, you've gone on and fixed the timelines. Guess who's stuck inside these places? Talking about y'all gonna fix the timeline. And Batman's out here with trying to explain to Flash how he may do something with his hand. Is his sandals? He's throwing chanclas at the Flash. He's like, have you not woken up yet, Flash, that you can have like a time with your father where they think they're going to be doing this? He's like, Flash is like getting technical with it again and again. He's like, dude, listen, bro, if I don't get my dad out of there in the sense of like, because my mom's out here, this ain't the full right way of getting him out of here. But who said to do that? Who said that this isn't the right way? I'm not trying to like entice you to like get your father out this way. And he's like, man, I don't feel innocent all the way. And I'm like, that's right, though. Because I would feel the same way. But the thing is, like, in the sense of all these timelines, we're going to, like, unravel time and stuff. Batman's, like, inconsiderate about what it's like, dude, like, how about y'all find and be humble about what y'all got, Mr. Flash? And he's like, dog, some people ain't got it like you, Flash. He's sitting me down. He's like, you ain't got it like you. You're humble. Just be humble. And he's all like, man, but at this one moment, there's a person out there innocent trying to make sure that he's coming home safe. And there's always that one. And she's over there, this is mom. They want to get together. They're not even doing anything. It's like, dude, this ain't right in this one universe. There's a universe where they're still separated. So it gets really technical and stuff. But they're all out here, and it's like, well, listen, man, I wasn't about to explain. Batman's trying to tell me I wasn't trying to explain that to the audience because we don't know about personal business, about like all these diaries. And I started getting my index out about how we're going to get going down the like rotating store, but y'all, you want to continue about the credit that I got for getting this out of the thing. So if y'all want to get technical with it, this is not what you think it looks like. It may happen to be someplace where I got to find out where my homeboy's at. My homeboy's out there, and I'm worried about his paws. And I'm like, yo, if you're going to be stuck in there, we're going to have to figure out one day how to get it out. And this is going to have to be very entertaining. But what is happening here is there's people on the summer skirmish. They're flying, dude. They're out here, man. They're flying, and Omega's out there telling him. He's like, yo, man, you think you really gonna get somebody, y'all gonna have to go somewhere else with that. And it's like, this is so funny in the sense of things because Omega landed at Dusty. And it's like, why would you have not landed in the survival? He's like, you think I need all what y'all got for survival? Y'all think I forgot about what's going on in season 3? It's like, dude, in season 4. It's like the wet paint umbrella is just coming out. Y'all think y'all got all this way to season 5, chapter 5, and all this stuff, and y'all don't remember what I did. Everybody's all like, we unlocked. There's people talking about Golden Peel. Great job, man. Do what you gotta do. But dude, we got that. I'm not saying that's a hard, not mean, but he's Omega, the black and purple one in the game, dude. I'm playing a game with it, and he's out there. And he's out here playing black and purple Omega. He's unlocked it. We got warned about the scenario just right before the Australian man was like, guys, I want to let y'all know before the queued lobby. This is a great moment because there's going to be somebody trying to do something. And he's trying to get this, Omega's coming here. He's just dropped down and thrown down the Omega, and they're doing the orange justice because we got my Duncan out of there, and now my dad and everybody out there trying to not have to be acting like what they need to be doing. Slowpoke's like, hey, man, can you go ahead and get me my peppers? And he's like, well, because I had something to do with getting y'all out of there. It's like, well, have you talked to Bugs recently? And he's all like, man, I gotta see where them peppers are. So we gotta go down to the farm over there. I call their farm out there just called Barmies. It's like Barmu. It's like Barmies. It's like, hey, Barmies, it's like a short for Bartholomew. And it's like, y'all out of here, Bartholomew. Flash and the Mew have come together from Pokemon and Flash. And it's like Bartholomew. So people, that's Barry Allen. So now I'm sitting here laughing because Barry, how many times has not no one known that you've been able to splash your brother through and your dad through and everybody having like a whole Thanksgiving dinner. Every single day, y'all having every single moment y'all together out here inside this thing and we don't even realize it. He's all like, man, that's not y'all's business, man. There's this one thing I need to get him out of jail. My dad, Barry Allen, Bartholomew's along for Barry Allen. He's like, brother, let me tell you something. Bring it in real quick. I'm like, dog, I'll go ahead and bring it in. Whatever you have to say, Flash. You're part of the DC universe. He's like, well, I heard back then is that something I got going on. It's like Omega's out here. It's like Omega's out there. Where? It's like, where? I can't tell you. He's like, he's trying to figure out where Omega is because he's trying to tell him, dude, y'all have no idea who that man is. This is time for a superhero movie, bro. And he's like, well, guess what it is? It's time for a superhero movie? Well, let me tell you something. If you bring it in and you reel it in, when you get that fishing pole and you get some gators and you start going back to the Antarctic, and we start to have questions about where my people, that they're downstairs in the Antarctic, not downstairs in the Antarctic because you go backwards, you go up. So now I'm trying to tell you, we're out here, we're getting confused, we're stopped, and we're lost. We're in his, like, guess what? Mew is out here, Mewtwo, Articuno. They're flying around, act like everything's normal. This like, well, they act like this, and you're out here screaming it with the top of your lungs. I'm like, well, guess what? Have you ever gotten a delivery pizza when you just got someone delivered this Dunkin', and I got him out the door? Right when you get a delivery pizza, it's like, well, have you ever seen a man that's gone and ordered a pizza before he escaped jail? And he's like, because he knew he was gonna get away with it. So one day some man comes in, he's like, look, dude, we're gonna do paid advertisement about how the situation is. There's just like, what are you gonna do? So we're landing in the prison because we heard that Omega's all the way in the middle, so I'm landing all the way in prison. And all the way in Town Junction and all these other situations where it's like, hey, I gotta keep it peaceful. So I'm landing out here in Moisty Mire. And I'm not really landing at present. I'm landing at Moisty. So I let it Moisty, we're moving it over here. It's like, dude, this is like, we're really, really getting into the game because Omega's in the middle. He's not bad because he got right basically in the middle at Dusty. So they're out here and we start seeing things going up in the air. We just think that there's like Daffy Ducks out here all the way. And we got to call immigration. Immigration's out here, and that's actually a movie on, like, basically out there. Immigration and his Daffies, and they were like, that's not Daffy, man. Somebody points out because they ain't got glasses on. And it's like they ain't got glasses in the game. They don't necessarily have that because if they had it, it would be a little bit difficult. But at the same time, I know somebody that got glasses on. He's like, dude, listen, bro, it's what if. What if is trying to be inside of Omega, but it's not what if. It's if. It's trying to complain. He's like, he throwing me off on stuff. He's like, put on your glasses. He's the only one that got glasses on, basically. That other guy ain't got, those aren't glasses. He's like, well, if you do something with these glasses, everything around him, he may not be able to see what's going on. But it's not that I don't break nothing. So, and I'm like, I'm not gonna take instruction from the purple and black Omega thing that is in Fortnite right now in the skins of Season 4. Because he's out here, what did he do? He didn't care, but he's trying to recover it because he's putting all these like heavy diamonds in the stones. All these stones in the dang, Dusty did it. And he's trying to recover because he knows he's made a mistake and gone darn made a loud noise. And I go see the darn loud noise and it's like, why does they put an ocean on this thing? Because this thing's a huge hole in the wall. And it's like, dude, listen, bro, if we gonna have to recover the scenario, we're gonna have to get it with some love. So now there's a summer skirmish going on and these kids run around these rocks and stuff that look beautiful. And it's like, well, guess what? We got summer skirmish going on and it's about to be who's hit that meter. Remember that meter where they got, it's like, it's like eye drops come in and he's hit like the jumbo board of all things. And he's like, hey man, you reached 15 of these in the game, you're gonna get an extra 100,000. It's like, well, if you what? I'm like, dude, you said 100,000. Let me tell you something, bring it in here. I don't know if that's competitive for me. So I'm gonna land out here. I'm gonna land out here and get my stuff, okay? So I'm out here getting my stuff landing. It's like, because y'all out here trying to entice me for 100,000 with no baggage in the middle. So that's not being enough. So I'm gonna land out here in the outskirts, man. So we're out here, but I keep seeing somebody like Daffy up there and he keeps going up and down. And I'm like, dude, man, we gotta get it a little bit closer. So I keep going, I'm in the map and I'm walking around and I'm like, dude, what is that, man? I wasn't gonna stay behind, but the storm is starting to get me, man. And I'm like, well, the storm's out here trying to get me, yeah, already. And I'm like, yeah, man, because I have to tell you where I'm actually landing, I'm getting in there. But I see Daffy and Doug, and it's like, dude, hey, Pablo, that ain't Daffy. That's not Daffy. It's like, who could that be? There's these kids on freaking trampolines, and we're trying to make excuses of what we're seeing here, man. We're in summer skirmish. And we're in the summer skirmish. It's literally summer, July 26th in a time. And like now all of a sudden, we have the gentleman's on the default skins and he's like, well, somebody's here. He's like, somebody's here. He opens the gates. He opens his like long acting door and it's Bunker Jonesy. But Jonesy's like, hey man, if you don't get in the future, he's doing the Interstellar on him like Matthew McConaughey and he's not mean. He's like, dude, I'm not mean. I'm trying to get you to cut your hair, Mr. Bunker Jonesy. He's like, because in the future, I ain't gonna be look like, I don't care if I'm in here forever. I'm always gonna be fresh cut like Ninja with the taper fade. He's always fresh. So he's all like, man, I ain't gonna be like not a good role model. So we start to see something and we're like, hey brother, y'all get on over here. It's like, hey man, y'all think y'all gonna get somebody with this, hey, come on over here thing, what if, and all this stuff. Let me tell you something about it. I've been sitting here trying to dissect when I'm gonna make an entry. And it's like, because y'all talk about Yuletide Ranger and his necklace, but y'all ain't talking about me and my outfits. And it's like, well, me and my outfits, I've kept you out of the thing because I'm not trying to involve you right now because we got something going on. And it's like, well, we ain't got to tell everybody about it. But there ain't nothing wrong out here. We're just trying to get the party started. And he's all like, dude, he's like, I've been stuck in this bunker the rock he took out the other day. He's like, he's been able to get all the universes together and trying to give a summary of it. And he's like, do you know what's up? And it's like, do you know what's up? Dude, you are beyond far with the time. Because if we go what's up, you're going to need to know how much time it's been since that time. And he's like, well, let me give you a good like perspective. He puts on the camera And low key, and is out here, and it's like passing by all these cameras. He doesn't realize that they're like that's the time corpse. And the thing is like, whoa, how do you have this? He's like, y'all think I'm playing? Y'all think we don't know how what's going on? We got this whole transfer of policies and stuff like that when we got to do things. But it's like, dude, why are we talking about currencies? We haven't even put that in the game. He's like, well, y'all don't have any idea about stuff. So somebody's driving a constable car and he's got a leprechaun. He's with him, and I'm like, dude, he's queuing in the gate. And I'm like, everybody's queuing in, it's only 100. It's like, because you can get this going. And it's like, well, what can you get going here? And he's like, well, we got something going on. So the people in the back of the bus, they're out here, they're back of the constable. They're back of the leper constable, police car. Those guys are playing against the Australian guy with Thor. They're all here playing. It's like, dude, they have yet to get off. They think that we're all like playing around about, hey, man, that's why back in the day they were close to season 4 as much as they could. That's why they were stuck in there. They were trying to win some of that summer skirmish money instead of having to do all this. And they're all like, summer skirmish, I'm trading and stuff like that. They only got one thing. They can't go going outside in and out because somebody's going to get fishy. So now that's why Thor has that whole belly, because he's not going to go in and out, because he's like, I don't want nobody taking my tactic about how I'm going to win the summer skirmish. So he's all like, man, you keep thinking that the Hispanic guy is all like somebody else, like Spaceman. But guess what? I'm trying to get in, man. He's like, well, let me get in that gate. So that's how we get the door. And I was like, I'm going to get the queuing door right now. But that's when you give me a moment of time. So now we have everybody's like, the Australian guy gave us a reason. He was like, yo, if something happens within the next few minutes while we're queuing in the gate, we got to get situated. So basically the situation here is now this, dude. We're inside of the game and we're inside of Fortnite, and I'm landing. Somebody said, hey man, Omega's in the middle. And it's like, Omega's in the middle. It's like, dog, I'm gonna get my flippers and I'm gonna get my dog. I'm gonna get, like, cause it's scary, cause he's out here wearing the black one with the Ninja Gaiden, man. Have you seen that one? The Ninja Gaiden dude, I'm not even playing. That's scary. And he's landed out here, he's made a ruckus. So how am I supposed to speculate what he's got going on over there? Because he's made a ruckus, but we don't know that he's out there inside the dusty divot and he's making these little like things for people, but somebody's gone on to his yards because he's gone and claimed dusty divot, the middle of the whole place. But he's gone and made these rocks, man. There's like the pop rocks. Wonka comes in, he's like, man, you took my idea. He's like, now we're having to talk about policies and Sour Patch Kids and Nestle and stuff like that. What about this? It's like Wonka's out there doing the maroon thing, and he's with the lawmen. They're talking about policies. He's still here trying to get something with Charlie. Charlie's out here Charlie just won the award in front of everybody while he's like, the last person. I thought was not that he doesn't deserve it, but he's so kind to have just answered the phone in front of Wonka in front of everybody and be in charge of that shit. Charlie's out here. He's like, man, hey, Terrence Howard, you're going to have to sign for the C.J. Stroud team. And it's like, well, guess what? And I'm like, who's teaching this man? He's playing all this music. And it's like, Charlie's grown up, man. He's gone up. He's going by a different identity. His name is Jonesy in the future. So Jonesy and Charlie are the same. But Charlie's gone on and he has all been doing stuff like this, but he got money because he made the deal for $27 million. And he heard that there's an apocalyptic thing called Omega or something coming landing on his planet. So he's made himself something like a factory on the other side of the world. So there's Flush Factory and he's over here landing on this side. And it's like we got like Snobby Shores and all this stuff. And it's like, yo, dude, they're over there doing these things. And it's like Jonesy's out here. It's like, y'all now know my identity, so y'all can't confuse me in the future. And he's like, well, why are you saying that to me, Jonesy? He's like, because you don't know what's over there. And it's like you keep saying something like that's Daffy Duck. When you go realize what it is, you're going to be like, dude, you're going to have to be a little bit like confused about what's running around. So it's like, well, he goes there, we're running. Because I'm like, I'm going to be confused, so I'm running. So I got my flippers on. And I got flippers on dry land. And I got like the Speed Racer. And I got myself one of the track suits. And I got myself a helmet for protection. And I got my flippers on and I'm running as fast as I can, but I'm tripping over because I have flippers on, dude. I'm wearing the shark outfit. And it's like I'm wearing the shark outfit during scripts. And it's like, y'all better be careful out here. It's like, dude, good luck running like that thing. It's like, well, good luck telling me to go chase a person in the middle of the freaking map with called Omega. So I'm like, dude, listen, man. Y'all out here running, go get your like drift boards and start going after it, man. But then Drift comes in, he's like, yo, man, y'all said something about Drift. And Drift comes in, he's wearing a mask. He's like, yo, dude, yo, those drifts and stuff like that, those drift boards, let me tell y'all something about it. There's no diagnostics for these. These will always last. If you take them out the game, and you take the shopping carts out the game, and you take the four-wheelers out the game, we're gonna have some trouble. He's like, dude, where have you come from? He's like, I've come from a long time, far away. He's like, y'all call me Drift, but it's like dreamt. It's dreamt. His real name is from Dream. And he's like, I can't tell you the mechanics of a dream, dude, but I ain't going nowhere over there. I ain't going over there where Omega's sitting in the middle with the purple and black outfit. And I'm like, well, who's that purple black outfit? There's a dude that's coming out of Haunted Hills, and he's wearing Skull Trooper outfits, Tia said, man. And he's out here wearing a purple outfit, but it's a Skull Trooper that's been changed to purple from the future. And he's like, dude, y'all have no idea. He does like a flash from like the thing with Dawn of Justice, and he's like, it's the code. Y'all have to make sure to keep it in construction. It's like, keep it in construction. It's like, that's all I can say. And he's like, I'm running too towards the Mega. He's like, well, dude, we're over here in Myth. It's like Dawn of Myth. Because we're out here chasing down Omega. Like, we're like, hey, man, he might be snuggly and stuff. And it's like, well, let's go over there and see what's going on. So Myth goes back up on top of that mountain where Jonesy is, and he finds, like, I finally got you. And it's like, you've been outside this thing. It's like, I've been surviving. He's like, what have you been doing out here? He's like, well, there's a whole thing we can get going. It's been thousands of seasons, man. We need to get this going, man. So, but the thing is, Jonesy's very important here because we need to get Walker involved because these Walkers out here giving umbrellas out. And I'm like, bro, that's not even Walker. That's low-key trying to play games and he's trying to throw people off. And I'm not trying to get the Australians too much involved with it, but Australia comes in, he's like, hey, guys, when we start getting very serious about the game, and this is a competitive mode, and we're going to scrounge around and see what's going on, Dusty David, give me a call. Because y'all out here playing games about how the storyline of Fortnite's going to be for the rest of time, and y'all don't know what y'all getting yourself into with all these cross-path situations. Deadpool 3 with Marvel and Wolverine and What If department is out there, and they have stuff that we can deal with. So if y'all out here, and I'm out here doing this, and I'm like, dude, what has happened to you, Mr. Raw? You're hurt my star. And he's like, you're hurting my star too, because you're out here doing these. And it's like, what are we doing here, man? Because I'm like, you don't normally like this. And I'm like, I'm about to queue in if we don't tell me what's going on. He's like, don't queue in. We're trying to get in the game too. It's like, it's up 100 people and y'all in here trying to get in the game. It's like, dude, listen to me, man. If you go, don't, it's like, we're trying to get in the game. It's like, do not do that, man. Because there's all the people that want to get in the game. It's like, well, have you talked to Acorn? Because I've already gave him a shout out. And he's like, yeah, I've talked to Acorn. It's like, how do you think you would talk? It's like, what you mean? He's like, well, now you know. This is my house. This is my rock. It's like, I'm the Australian man that was trying to get Fortnite quietly, nonchalantly in the game like y'all been doing with Slowpoke and Speedy. It's like, I'm just telling you, but I don't go on and scrounge around telling everybody this because we got Deadpool 3 with Wolverine on another universal situation. So we got to get this going, but like if I was supposed to pass the controller in front of everybody on the Marvel screen and said, heck, man, what's going on? And then hold on, what a moment, let me get the refrigerator and start taking the time off the screen and said, hey, this is a paid promotion and we're going to get Fortnite in the game because in the future we're going to do this. We may have never even seen the Avengers. We may have never even seen what's going on because I'm still trying to figure out how come we didn't do it at least at 20. When we're in the game, man. When y'all been passing, it's like, yo, you think you were gonna have to do a 20-minute like reference to this? I'm gonna tell you now, that's not a bad idea. But y'all, if we do a 20-minute reference in that movie, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. In Deadpool 3 and Ryan, like, dog, if y'all actually see the Time Corp out in that movie, and when that movie comes out in about 5 to 7 hours. Y'all gonna have something to do. But if y'all just want to sit back for a little bit, that's not up to me, man. That's not up to me. So if we gonna have to do this, I might have to sit down and get my lawn chair out and start running around with other things and start playing FIFA on another campaign. And that's where I gotta go. I'm just telling you guys. All right, so basically now we're sitting here because this gentleman's telling me about how this raucous is, and I'm like, dude, if they find out and Jonesy and everybody finds out, what are we gonna do? But I have to make sure that these people are with the rocks and they don't know how to get it. It's like, well, heck, man, there's some guy we have to get going. There's somebody in the center of the street, and it's not necessarily scary, but his name's Just Omega. Just Omega. It's like, yeah, man, it's the Just Omega. It's not, it's like adjusting Mega. It's not even his name. It's not even Omega, but people have put it out there. So, but the thing is, like, you need to be less afraid and see what's going on. Who truly is that? Because who really could be under that Omega black outfit with the purple unlock? But he thinks he's unlocked the keys, and he's out here running around, and he's out here like making a commotion. He ain't come out here making loud noises out in the middle. And it's like, dude, let me tell you something, man. We're gonna go back in the game real quick, and if you don't queue in, we're gonna be a little bit upset. So now everybody's turned choked into my game, because now we're breaking the server. And if y'all go and see me playing tank battle, where it's like, dude, this, if y'all go on my stream right now, bro, y'all go to my old streams and you go see, or my YouTube, you're gonna see me playing solo versus squads, tank battle. And like, that's when we have the same HP as Thanos, but we're a squad. But I'm by myself in the solo squad, and I'm tank battling. I'm the only one that's done this in the history of Fortnite, I think. So y'all go and look at that, dude. The server couldn't even hold what we were doing. I'm not trying to say it's not strong, but it was just like ripping my 400 FPS computer that's being able to hold like 8,000 FPS. And it's like going on there, but it's on there. You can see it, it's breaking, but it's not. It's still there. I'm landing. So now I'm walking in this wheat thing, and it's like, we're like, how are we gonna get there? It's like, well, we're gonna have to go to that farm that you was talking about. So that's like, hey, well, let's not go out there right yet, because I got something to tell y'all about where we're going, because we're gonna be talking about the block right now. Because if we don't get that block out soon, we're gonna have confusion. And then Kevin comes in, Kevin the Cube is out here moving blocks around, stampeding. He's stampeding all these things, but they don't call it that. He's just like trying to get over there. He's like a Rubik's Cube, but I imagine having to roll as fast as you can because somebody said his name. So Kevin's out here, and he's like, dude, y'all have no idea, but there's stuff going on in the center. And it's like, stop scaring the crowd, dude, because like, I'm gonna have to tell the Daquan and Hamlins to run around. And it's like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna have to tell them. It's like, well, have you heard about where the peppers are and all that jet fuel was? Because we've been running around playing games. And it's like, dude, let's go on and get playing games. That's what we're doing. So now it's Deadpool 3 with Wolverine as a Marvel production paid promotion. And some dude is out here, we're landing in Moisty. And I'm out here landing in Moisty, and it's all scary because there's a prison out there. And some guy I pull up to the prison, and like, because I'm gonna go, I landed at Moisty, and I'm looking up and I see it's where it used to be Paradise Palms over there, where it used to be before. And I'm landing there, and I'm seeing somebody at the prison, and somebody's coming down with these ropes, and these white ropes. He's coming down, but he's like puts his feet down like Lance Armstrong, and he goes, and dude, he's like, one step for mankind, and I've got one pizza. There's a guy delivering a pizza to a dude right outside. He's not even he's going in and out of the jail. He's coming out of the jail bringing pizzas. Pixar has now made an entrance on another level. It's Pixar. And it's like, well, he's like, I've been ordering Pixars. He's like, dude, that guy looks like a pizza delivery dude. That's not the way it was supposed to normally be. Because I came out here and there's people inside this place that I care about. He's like, well, I care about them too, but I need to get me a Pixar. It's like, how do you get the budget of a pizza for the whole freaking place if you don't got a summary sum of Pixar movies coming out? He's like, so I'm out here making Pixars and I'm going back in. And it's like, how is this any related to here? Because listen, bro, you supposed to be coming out of that thing and keep going. And now it's like, hey, well, let's go back in time and talk about the time when we were streaming the other day and we got pizzas, man. We got garlic breads, and we got like mozzarella sticks, and we got vegan choices for myself. And that's like where we start wondering, wait, hey, and he's like, where are we gonna go? We gotta get this rolling. And it's like, well, where are we gonna go? It's like, dude, Pixar's here. He's out here, and he's like, hey, man, y'all out here moving stuff, and he's trying to act normal. Man, Pixar's trying to act normal. He's out here with this little lamp acting normal, man. He acted all normal with it, man. And it's like, guess who makes an appearance? It's what you know his name is. What you know his name is out there. And he's all like, man, y'all out here doing these things. Pixar's trying to be normal. He's out here trying. Think about that. Pixar's trying to be normal. That's one of the more unnormal situations, but they have good morals to the story. But so Pixar's trying to go on. It's like, man, dude, listen, man, we're gonna have to go back to Junk Junction because I'm filming a movie, but I'm not junk. There's something special out there. There's a World Cup athlete training, and it's like in the training session, and then he's gonna go over there. So if y'all go back over there because they're filming that movie, and then we're gonna go to another place because he's filming it. He's like, dude, Pixar, listen to me, man. The Junk Junction, you can't talk about that out loud because he's gonna tell you. He's gonna start telling everybody. So we're now in this, like inside of the moisty, we're going closer. We're afraid to get closer because Omega's in the middle and they're having a summer skirmish like it's like nobody's business. They're out here, it's like, dude, there's kids laughing at the summer skirmish still, man. Because like, not that at the summer skirmish, because it's very respectable. That one moment is like history of time. Because that is like when like Tfue and Cloaksy are duos and stuff, and people are like, man, we're gonna have to do this and do it like this. That's why I said get the heavy one going before or the boat. Because you know what I'm saying? Because this is like a very, very huge situation. So Pixar's trying to act normal out here, saying I'm gonna go film this movie, Wall-E. And Wall-E comes in, he's all like, man, that's my business. I rolled it in here. You could put Pixar on my back. Curiosity Rovers out here coming in here, and they're all getting together, and they're like, dude, people keep calling this Junk Junction. We've gone on over here and recycle this stuff, and we're out here, man. We're gonna go out here and find out what's going on in the Central. Y'all can get on us. We're back in now into this Land Rover, and I'm in the back of this constable thing that the guy's driving, and there's a guy I see right away on top of his shoulder. There's the Smurf. He's out there smurfing around. He's all like trying to tell people that this is not the way it's supposed to be, but it was out that way. But it's not so bad with these. You're looking good, man. Because it's like, well, now you want to say this? Well, hey, let me drive the car. He's like, nah, man, I've been waiting my entire life for this moment. It's like, well, this is, whose car is this? It's like, well, this is not a time for this. Y'all are in the middle of the game. We're live streaming. I'm out here trying to get online with all these like, dude, we're all in the back of this car with the plasma TV, and we got the whole setup that they had on Thor in the back of the car. And it's all like, dude, we got this in the back of the car. We're online and we're playing. It's like, dude, have you tried hearing about the Dark Triceratops skin that goes on the Japanese Nintendo Switch server? It's like, yeah, man, but this is the Summer Skirmish. I'm on the way. It's like we're in the back of this RV style van on the way to the Summer Skirmish on like supposed old school Wi-Fi in 2018 when it's not even 4 or 5G out really in a way. For Wi-Fi, there might be 5G for your mobile, and like talking about like, hey, you got a hotspot back then. Good luck trying to even get a notebook diary done about even on 4G. So we're connecting on it, and somebody's talking about Dark Triceratops skin. It's like, well, good luck about finding that skin. That was one of the rarest skins of all time. Because if you tried getting luck on that skin, you were shoot out of luck, man. Because what you had to do. You had to be on the Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Switch. I'm not saying the Switch is like that, but you might as well get a GameCube and go online and connect my server. You might as well do that. I'm not saying I'm hating on GameCube. You don't even know what I had to do about getting a GameCube back in the day when they were released. I had to go basically all the way to New York to get this one when it was coming out. So I'm out here doing this stuff and we're on the server online, and it's like, dude, you told me that the Nintendo Switch skin happens to be one of the rarest skins of all time. And it's like, yeah, it's gray and purple. And it's like, in the sense of color, yeah. But in the sense of like, what in the heck, dude? Who got onto the Nintendo Switch Cup back in the day? And you got 30 points in the tournament without having to take any losses. It's like, without any losses, you unlock the skin. It's like, that's the way you were supposed to do it because ain't nobody going on except the people in Japan. They're going to be able to get it for free because they got these diagnoses going on. They know how to do it. Anyway, so they did it, but somebody else, they're like, hey, well, let's see who wants to get onto our servers. Guess what happens? They try to get in there. It's like 1,000 ping. And guess who's got it, dude? Guess who's got it? Sonic. Sonic is now here, and he's doing a review on this Triceratops skin. He's trying to downplay it a little bit, but he's laughing because of how rare it is. He's laughing because he's doing a review on like one of the only skins back in the day before it was ever released, where you had to actually officially get it before you could buy it from the store. You had to go to the Nintendo Switch Cup online with 30 points and get 30 points to unlock the skin, dude. That's like saying Recon Expert was sent to like Indonesia, and I'm not saying that Japan ain't got technology, but we might as well go down to like we might as well go to Puerto Rico
and say this is a Puerto Rican local cup where you got to get your Ethernet cable and do some local stuff, man. So I'm like, dude, this guy is out here doing a review, and he's like, he can't keep it together because it's so funny. Because he has this Sonic is out here trying to do a review about the skin that he's wearing in Fortnite because he's trying to get involved. He's not going to miss out on this situation. So he's all like doing a review on it, but he doesn't want everybody to know who it is. So he's all giving an accent, thinking that he knows what's really going on. So he's out like, well, somebody may want to see what's going on with this skin. Wonka, man, everybody may want to see. It says Twitch purple skin. It's not even dark. He ain't even, you know what I'm saying? She got a baby on the bed. She's taking care of it all the time. It's just like, well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do the review on this. It's like, well, guess what? I'm going to give you a review after I'm done playing my skin on Fortnite. Okay? So when I start winning the World Cup in Season 4, and Omega's just made a landing, it's like this, everybody thought that it was going to be an event where it's going to be like this one, but the real one was when actually they were doing a summer skirmish, and people don't think that nobody in the real world with the playing games on, like with the pubs and everybody, don't know what's going on in competitive. Yeah, people are over here like very competitive, get frustrated, but they're like, they sometimes like, dude, we watching, man. We want to see what's going on. So people like Oddrops has made it on here, and he's like actually flying, dude. He's like Oddrops and flying. He might as well change it because there's people out here flying in the game, dude. And it's like, man, this is ridiculous, dude. So I'm like trying to do this, and now we're in the game, and we're playing on the back of this RV-style constable's car while we got Peter Quill driving the thing. So I'm like, dude, Peter, wait, can we like play this game on a better internet? He's like, well, you got to remember, this is the Times Corps. We have to base the time in the internet. It's like, how do you think my ping is going to be? When I'm connecting on, I'm mobile. I'm basically on mobile on a good computer in the back of the bus. And I'm like, dude, he's like, well, you know what you got to do, man. You're going to have to connect the car. You have to get out the car. It's like, you're going to have to tell me something else, because if you're going to tell me to get out the car, I'm going to have to get the door for you, because I can't leave this car. This car is absolutely amazing, because we got Dakota's in the front seat. He's on the right side of this front seat driving, and he's hoping to be driving. And it's like, hey, man, Dakota's, man, we're out here. We're trying to make sure everybody's happy, but like, we don't want to hear that song because you didn't play that song. And it's like, dude, if somebody wants to go and give me an instruction about like playing that song, we're going to have to keep on going down and seeing who's going to go and do something on the other side of the spectrum. So it's like, well, hey, what about Wonka? Have y'all heard about him? It's like, dude, has he done the policy checks about how we're going to get things situated? He's like, well, who said what and how? And it's like, what do you mean? Dude, all these people are trying to figure out, where is Wonka? Wonka has been like walking, dude, he's gone and trying to learn as much as he can. But Wonka's out here trying to tell, I've been looking after Charlie for so long. And he's like, Charlie's out here in the mountains inside of this thing because he's scared to come out. Y'all out here calling him Jonesy. And it's like, we're not going to go and tell what's his name, his true identity. But that's like the whole situation that people are out here. Imagine if Omega landed in Dusty in real life and people are rushing over there. What do you think's going to happen? There's a spell or whatever. Not a spell, because I don't do magic. You might as well go get that broomstick on Halloween. And that's not a spell, because we're not going to do the RuneScape things right now, because I don't mind getting Jagex involved, but we're not can't do that right now because the ice barrage is going to get me stuck. And then that's what I'm trying to tell you. And then also the TBs and all that, man, tuberculosis. So those things, imagine those going online. Tuberculosis and the TB and the teleblocks. Dude, we're out inside in the wild. And Zesima's like, dude, yo, guys, if we get this computer ready, this man might be able to lock that Dark Triceratops skin. And he's the gentleman that likes doing quests. Everybody was all like, he was #1 and stuff. Y'all don't realize that this gentleman was also #1 doing quests and all these achievements. And he's all like, well, somebody want to get that Fortnite on. It's like, dude, what about this? He's like, man, I could care less. This got purple and gray on it. Y'all can talk about who's dark or light side, whatever. Go back to the force and try to figure out what's going on. I want to get this skin, man. So Zezima's like, hey, bro, listen, man, we got to get y'all together. It's like, well, guess what? This is a solos tournament. So what we have to do is to get the skin, we're going to have to go into the Japan Cup. So all of a sudden, Zilla is back, and she's like, hey, yo, guys, what are y'all doing out here, man? And she's out here because she was dropped out in Australia because she come out from the geysers. And she's like, yo, dude, this is like a historic moment. Because you know why? That skin is not owned by, in the sense of time and space, y'all talking about Time Corps and stuff. Yes, we have the OG assault, aerial assault, and all those things. But yo, bro, if y'all gonna be playing Game Boy Switch cups, I'm not saying this Nintendo Switch ain't got good graphics. You might as well say it's a Game Boy cup online where we gotta connect it while driving through the freeway with the wire that has infinite movement that's connected to like a rocket that's going outside from Jonesy's office. Because y'all, dude, that's gonna be so hard for me. Look how far I am from that. It's almost as far as you can be from Nintendo Switch Cup, dude. Not that it's like we're afraid or anything like that. It's just like, dog, how are we gonna get that? And if I get that, it's gonna be such an achievement. So I got this thing that I wanted to go to, and I'm like, hey man, I see it in the store. And I'm like, Wonka, I gotta tell you something, man. I gotta cut through this like sands of time and tell you something, man. Not that I'm cutting through, but I have to tell you something. Life's like a box of chocolates. You're doing the right thing trying to figure out what's going on with this currency a little bit, man. Because somebody's in the store selling this dude's skin that ain't nobody really in Japan server even got. And he's like, I've been doing these studies about where they're doing all these things, but it's like, where are you at, man? You gotta get this figured out. They're actually running around in the game. Wonka's still yet to come through it and tell people, hey man, y'all can't be selling these skins too much, because if somebody gone did the gladiator and now we're free to get that thing unlocked and y'all out here trying to play these games, we're gonna have some trouble. Because if you found out about Omega back in the day, everybody wanted to keep downplaying that. Wait till that moment comes on. He's out here, keeps on studying. And I'm like, hey man, wait for a moment. What do we do here? It's like, well, we can't break the time loops. And it's like, well, guess what? We can't, there's not allowed to do that. Because when you do that, we're gonna have to go to the Wonka factory and have a whole session about what we're gonna have to do to make a whole new world. And it's like, well, dude, did you just say this open sesame in another language in the female language? It's like the whole new world scenario. It's like, yeah. It's like, dude, how are we all nonchalant about this whole new world? Because I got this Dunkin' out and it got like this chocolate in it. People think this absolute just bittersweet coffee. Hey, let me tell you something, man. This more hot chocolate than it is coffee. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's my choice and perspective, opinion. So if y'all got questions about it, like, dude, well, guess what? This thing got to be saying something finally, because this thing was telling me something trying to break through my windows. And I was like, hey man, we're gonna have to call him Bill Gates. And it's like, dude, Bill Gates again is now having to play with Willy Wonka in the future with the legendary Willy Wonka Achievement Award. How do you get that one? And it's like, well, heck, he's gone and built his whole palace out in Washington, DC area, where DC Comics and trying to get in with Marvel. And he's now situated with his people. And he's got this going on, we're good. But we gotta get the DC universe connected with Marvel, so we're out here in Washington, DC. And it's like here, it's very clear to where we got to get going. Because if we get low key out here and he puts off his helmet and he make sure that he gets his act together, maybe we can do something, because he's gone darn did this in a way, in an accidental way. And we may not be able to give it, because if you've done a psychiatric test on low key, and I'm not here to do testing, but it's like, how are you going to say he just did it without no one knowing? What if that was his intention all the time? So why are we doing this? It's like, well, Low Keys must be the greatest actor of all time, because he's out here going from Marvel Cinematic Universe and he's made it to the TV universe. So and nobody's talking about that. He's running around playing games, acting like he can do this, and he's just involved because that's how he does if somebody's gonna give away his thing. So now I'm saying, hey, who's under that Omega skin? And he's like, hey, you better not tell no identity on me. You have my card. And it's like, hey, you better tell nobody about what's going on. We're here in the middle. And it's like, well, dude, you're not about to get this credit for being Omega, okay? Not here. We can't do this because there's people flying on these, what could have been geysers and Zillas out here trying to do all these situations. So we need to get things situated, okay? So we're now out here with it, okay? Let me tell you something. Now Zilla's trying to get all this situated. Y'all remember Zilla? Zilla was out here, she was out here doing, golf Zilla, man. She's golfing. She was watching the people golfing. One day somebody tricks Golfzilla. She's laying there in the pond. Somebody says Tiger Woods about to go out there. It's like, Tiger? She thinks it's somebody with Cheetos. She's like, Cheetos coming out there? It's like, yeah, man. Y'all were talking about Peacemaker and all this in the back. Y'all didn't understand that there was somebody and his dad. Y'all, all these people gone dang wild out there. Y'all out here opening the door for everybody. They come in here, just sat down, and they act like they're normally going out where the whole people are going out. So it's like, dude, what's going on here? And then we got to get the intro in, but Peacemaker got the shoes on. He's got his shoes on. And it's like, well, dude, I gotta have to get my shoes. John Cena's in the game. And he's gone in, he's like, I'm going back in time if y'all ain't doing all this, man. He's like, well, how do you get to that? Yeah, he's got one of them masks on. He's actually grabbed the one from Jim Carrey's Damask. He's like, he thought this was his dad's. It's called Jamaska. It's like from Jamaica, but it's not from the one from the Jim Carrey because we're not doing the policies yet. And he's like, dude, well, the policies, I can go, so it's Damascus. He's like, dude, y'all have to go get that thing and fix that scenario because, dude, this mask is on fire. He's wearing the pink and skin with the green mask that Tifu's been wearing, and he's as John Cena. And it's like, Tifu's all like, dude, this is the most legendary moment of all time because I have John Cena mixed in, and it's like Dragon Ball Z hybrid going on, and we're going to have to do the hybrid connection because Trunks and all that Gogeta and everybody come out with Super Saiyan 4s and all this, who talk about GT. It's like, oh, I have to say something about GT. Baby's here. Baby's trying to be with Dark Triceratops in the game, trying to act like the baby in the back of Dark Triceratops. So he's like, y'all don't keep it quiet. I'm going to have to do something about this. That's why he's been angry the whole time in GT. So he's all like, yo, dude, I have my mom. She's trying to get into the game, and y'all have, I'm in the back. I'm basically unborn, and I'm still in my eggy. She's like my transport. And Baby's out here trying to tell me, hey, bruh, listen, y'all mess this up for me. I don't care how rare I sound because it's such a rare Japanese creature. It's like, I'm going to have to get a little upset. And it's like, dude, whoa, Kid Buu comes in. He's like, yo, dude, listen, man, if y'all going to be doing stuff like this, y'all going to have to, he's like, I'm already on it because I was doing this in the 1980s. He's like, so you can't bop me no more. And they were bop, and we talking about Hanson. It's like, bop, and all this, you get that something, and get that gator to get over here and finish this whole thing off because this is not the way we get started. Because now it's like, hey, well, guess what? Now, like, there's Gogeta out there, Super Saiyan 4, and he's about to be, like, looking at a moon very soon. But it's like, hey, dude, listen, man. My mom, he's like, the baby's, like, walking out. He's, like, trying to look all like the Triceratops. He's wearing purple and gray. He's got purple on because we're talking about it, and he's trying to make it into this lobby because he heard about Omega trying to take the purple advantage. He's like, purple advantage? Pah! You doing things in there? It's like, where are you at, man? We got to get the Pixar going. It's like the Pixar, people are gathered for Pixar. At the Pixar, it's like the Pixar, I've been born inside this place, and I'm coming out now. He's coming out. There's a gentleman out here. He's wearing the skin. And it's like, who is it? It's like, hey, who could that be? Well, hey, I'm not going to tell you yet because that's not been released yet. So now we're in the Samsung Galaxy universe with there's like, hey, man, why we got to do this? Where's the Microsoft one? Because we're just going to DC. And it's like, dude, we need to collect this and go to the Ninja Turtles and tell them, if you play with all these people and you got this game, you're going to have to get in the game too. And you're going to have to call Jack Sparrow, they said, because he's going to have to get him pirate into my area. So now we got the training coach, and he's out here. It's like, hey, look at me, man. Y'all not going to be telling nobody about my little kids. He's like, well, dude, y'all think y'all playing too much. So now the Nintendo is out here trying to get into the game with Ninja. And Ninja Turtles are out here, and they're all like, hey, dude, listen, man, this is Deadpool 3 Wolverine in Marvel Studios with the whole paid promotion of What If. So What If department's like, hey, dude, we got to get situated here because, listen, we're in the back of this RV that's been turned into a van. And people are trying to say that there's no online services when we got to get this skin in the game. And that's like, y'all really going to listen to the gentleman from Dragon Ball Z that has all this ultra power that's been playing the entire time with Goku and Vegeta. It's like, well, why wouldn't you if he's doing that, man? What if you're just out here and you're just like a local person working at, like, you know what I'm saying? We're just trying to get our stuff together. He's like, we're not out here to beat me. He's like, well, dude, Goku, why are you being so nice? It's like, well, because guess what? There's somebody out there that I have to do and win this game on in this GT server. It's the GT. We're back in 1982, man. We're back in when the GT coming out. And it's like, dude, y'all want to get on this ping while y'all driving on a van to do a competitive service on an island. It's unstoppable. I'm not talking about Japan being not unbeatable. I'm talking about where are we gonna go, dude? You might as well, dude. Might as well go to Fiji. I'm not trying to say nothing, dude. We don't talk about how we're gonna be as a culture, because if y'all want to get like that, I can get really loving about it. What I'm saying is that if we're gonna go into Fiji, while I'm on an Alaskan mountain to get that server skin, it's like, well, guess what? Somebody went and did that. It's Sonic. Sonic has gone and done this. He's gone. He's in that. He's with like. He's basically grabbed one of them cameras from the gentleman that has all the electronics, and he's all like, "Hey, don't say anything about the thing, man, because that gentleman's camera's mine. It's not Pixar running around." He's all like, "Well, hey, that skin when it comes out, I got it because he ain't gonna get found. He just gonna sit there." It's like, well, guess what? That's a smart choice, but why? It's because I ain't gonna be taking no lives. Because that's how we win. And it's like, how are we gonna win this game when we got Omega in the middle? It's like, we're not there yet. It's like, how come he's now the boss? It's because he's the one that's connected. He's got this game. He's gone on and done the review on it, and he's starting to act like I don't know where he's from, because he's trying to cover up where he's from. So he's all like, "Hey, well, hey, my name's the." It's like, well, I ain't going to be telling everybody about my skin. So Pixar starts jumping around everywhere at Sonic, and he's running around, and it's like, dude, listen, bro, we have to figure out where that skin is, because listen, can you give me a review on it? While we're driving for the Fortnite World Skirmish, it's like, for the World Skirmish, dude, all of a sudden we're having to go to the World Cup where Booga's out here. He's out like, hey man, trying to act like he's Booga all the time, but Bugs Bunny's right next to him chilling. And he's like trying to tell him, hey, we're during scrims and all this. That's why Booga gone down win the World Cup. He's imagine training with Looney Tunes and Space Jam, Fortnite. So it's like, dude, how do we do this? How are we gonna beat the unbeatable Booga? Drift comes in, he's wearing the Drift outfit, man, with the mask. And he's like, man, there's a dream. I had a dream one time where Michael Jackson was singing a song to Oprah Winfrey. And he's like, come through. It's like, hey, boom, competitive. Somebody screaming, get the max out the game while cracking up. And it's him. And it's like, brother, what's so funny? There's a thing out there building and getting out and building, and it's like, just you might as well get the brick and mortar out, because he's out here coming out of the thing and building. And it's like, dude, it's so funny, because it's like, it's so fast. That's why it's called Booga's Endgame, because like, gosh, man, we got this going on. So, but we're now in the back seat of this car. We're trying to get the World Cup, but the Omega's like, y'all keep playing and keep avoiding the fact that there's a black and unlockable purple Omega. Y'all gonna have to get going at one time to a place where it just keeps on going, where the stream's gonna go unstoppable. Because at one point we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna get this like situated. But the thing is, like, the situation's gonna go like this. Let me tell you about it. Bring it in here, okay? Aometer with it is. Let's have a talk here. So when you're driving that car and it happens to not be a car because it's an SUV, and we're going as fast as we can because we're hitting the max limit, and it's like, hey, did you hit that lemon? He's like, whoa, hey, and he moves around because he thinks that Pablo's out here telling people that there's lemons, and he don't run over nothing. He just keeps on going, and there's just going and going. It's now we're driving down. They're basically down the Oregon Trail. Now they've gone back in time. They're on an Oregon Trail trying to connect to that Jamaican server. It's like the Jamaican server. Yeah, man, keep telling everybody where that Nintendo Switch skin was back in the time. We're gonna have to call the police. It's like, dude, you're driving the car. Mr. Smurf, you gonna keep telling everybody what's happening here. You tell them what's going on. This is not a police car. It's a constable's SUV. And everybody's all like, what? You got us in a crime-infected situation, and I'm here in the game trying to see what's going on still, because I'm not gonna take my eyes off the game, because I don't know what y'all got going on in my game now. So I'm over here running, and I see Skull Trooper growing up the mountain. And I'm like, Skull, what are you doing? He's like, it's not Skull Smith right now, man. We got to go back down this mountain, man, because there's something going on in the middle. I got to get my pants. He's all jogging down as fast as he can. And then he sees Summit on the mountain, and he's like, well, hey, I got him. And well, then guess what? Hey, well, you can go get him with Pop Trunk Wave and tell him with this stuff. You go out here and we keep doing this, and Daquan's running around. Look at what Daquan, that's why Daquan got that whole like, whoa, bruh. Because Daquan comes in and he's like, dawg, dude, we're out here in the outskirts, landing in the back because there's a gentleman that's been warned about us, telling me there's Omega in the middle. Daquan and Hamlin's keep landing salty together. And they keep landing on salty. So they're close to Dusty, so they're out there, and that's why there's like a huge connection here, because it's so obvious when you land in salty, when you're trying to move out here, there's a thing in the middle. So it's like when they see that, it's like, well, I'm gonna go do my thing. So they're out here and they're like, hey, I see what you're doing, man. You're playing that Speedy Gonzalez and Slowpoke Rodriguez, trying to play Estee Swat and all these. It's like, dude, let me get that where y'all got that going on. It's like, well, we got one moment here because we just already made it out of here with this thing that was behind that thing. So why are we not talking about how the safe way to get out of here while we're standing here? Because it's not that we're unsafe, but it's just like I got you out of there. So now let's move. But how about we move, and how about you get a different strategy for rotation? Because I'm in this thing and I'm trying to figure out where everybody's at in the storyline, but Omega's just gonna tell you, listen, man, y'all can keep playing with that 0.0. Kevin gonna continue and tell y'all what's going on, give y'all all this runaround about what it's gonna be, but y'all have to realize that there's Omega. He's out here wearing black, and he's unlocked the purple one. It's not just about Omega, the unlockable skin, it's the fact that somebody went out and got the purple unlocked. So it's like, man, we have a moment here where we're having to wonder how many people got that, but then he's all like, it ain't really about that. But Baby's out here like, dude, I got the rarest one. He's all like trying to get in here like GT. And it's like, hey, Baby, you're gonna have to tell me something, because you're gonna have to go and just act normal as Baby Yoda in the back of this thing, because I'm trying to make sure that everybody's safe up in here, man. I'm seeing Daffy Duck flying up and down, man. And that's my perception of reality. It's like, dude, when Pablo finds out that that's these kids playing summer skirmish and they're stuck for playing $100,000 trying to do these like bouncing moves, he's gonna get a little bit like irritated. But it's like, irritated, I'll tell you something about that on another day, because that's on negative stature. And it's like, well, yeah, we're gonna have to go get a statue somewhere else, because that's not how we do here. So the game can now come in. It's like, this is how we do with 50 Cent, and they're all here trying to play they're at this thing. They're trying to make a movie during their song. And it's like, dude, what are we gonna do? Because Doggo's out here bouncing his head to this music, and Snoop Dogg, all these people coming out in the game. And there's like, dude, Daquan's out here darn did it. He's darn did it. He's gone into the middle of the thing and said, hey, black and purple Omega, man, give me a moment, man. We're gonna wash my street. Because it's like, well, that's how it feels like with the it thing. But it's like, we're not here to do this right now because they got the double thing. It's like, well, guess what? This may come with something where Tifu's wearing the mask in, and he's wearing with a pink outfit and the mask trying to cover up, which is almost unbeatable. The mask in that movie, it's like, bruh, even a dog wearing it is going to be able to literally change the whole aspects of universes. So it's like, well, guess what? He might be the best one to sign for getting this thing done. And all of a sudden, we're back in the fouls, and there's a thing out here trying to go get a soup, and they have not been able to go outside the prison because somebody has all been out there, and it's like, hey, when they saw that they put the Batmobile light on them, and this guy was outside getting outside of Arkham. And it's like, he's trying to play it all about trying to make a Pixar. He's just trying to get financing. So, because he knows what's really going on in the middle. Jonesy, and he's trying to be all paranoid, he's like, man, I still got it, man. And he's like, hey, guess what, dude? I have to get this money, because if you look at what's landing in the middle. It's like, just because I'm in this thing, it's like, dude, how did you become a genius and you're in this thing? It's like, dude, you don't know what I have to do to get there. So he's like, I'm running there. He's like, why are y'all running away? I'm gonna pay these people to get out of here. And everybody out of here, because I'm gonna go over there. He's like, why are you gonna go over there, man? It's like, Dakota's out there trying to get the policies first so we can get this thing going. I'm like, dude, y'all have this whole situation of counseling and all these things. I'm like, dude, what is happening here? And Dakota's just just sitting there doing this thing. And he's just like doing his stuff. He's like, man, at one point, Jesse Pinkman's gonna make an appearance on here, and we're gonna have to get situated, because this is getting out of control. We have not known what's happening in the middle. There's people flying. There's people flying because they're going out into the middle. And I'm trying to tell you, listen, man, y'all can have y'all's thing in the middle while I'm in the middle. You know where the middle is. All right? So middle is here, where all them cliffs are. And it's like Pixar saw like where the cliffs are. That's my cousin. Let me go over there. He starts hopping his way over there, starts rumbling the whole place. WWE comes in. It's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's made an appearance in the game. And now he's got in here. Dwayne, how'd you get in here? It's like, dude, you got me messed up. I'm going to be messing around and not being in that game when y'all got all this stuff going on in the middle. So it's like, man, can I go with you, man? He's like, it's a solos. You can't cheat. Y'all out here in groups and talking about all this stuff. He's like, he's trying to win. So he's out here in the middle as that huge rock in the middle of the game. It's like doing his thing. He's quiet, keeping it low key. You can't be telling everybody about this. Y'all be cheating in the scripts. So he's like, well, leave me alone because I have to do my, yeah, well, guess what? Give me a moment and I have to go get the door because I have to go be careful because there's people flying. There's this thing and there's this thing. And I'm like, dude, be careful because there's guys flying and it's like, where do you get those pop rocks? So somebody's gone on and named them pop rocks, which was one of the greatest things you could do. Because we don't even know if you go to playground and you put it in the system, if they're called pop rocks. They're moon rock, it's not whatever you want to call them, moon style, whatever you want to call them. So he's got Wonkas in the game, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you go watch the summer skirmish, eye drops is basically gone and turned into I fly. I can fly. And we're all here like flying and stuff, and then dude, there's this people just like laughing at the remarks about what's happened in the past with these people flying. So we're like, dude, in the game, this is a summer skirmish for 100,000. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, bro. If y'all want to continue trying to entice me to go to the center here, because there's a gentleman wearing an armored outfit that's black and purple, and after we've been saying, hey, Deadpool, Mr. Ryan Reynolds, tell him, hold on, this is my commercial, and he's landed like, hey, y'all want to keep playing and stuff, y'all gonna have to learn that we gotta go back to season 4, because that's what we're trying to do here. So now we got the whole Marvel universe is in together. And all of them, and they all come together as one. And it's like, Neo's here, but it's Neil. Neil Patrick Harris, he's like, yo, dude, it's not just like one Marvel universe. It's like, there's no name, really, because if somebody's claiming, it's like Wonka's here trying to de facto this whole thing. He's trying to get this and trying to figure out what can we do as people to say, hey, man, I want to see Superman playing around, going around talking to Spider-Man for a moment. So what do we have to do? Well, we're going to have to go back in time, and it's getting a little technical. So now we're going back in time. It's like, we're going to have to go back in time. He's like, that might be the only logical way based upon time imprints. He's studying time. And I'm like, Wonka, can you come out of your factory? Because whenever Charlie comes up in the movie, in the real, like the cinematic, he's gonna see you and still in the office. He's like, I don't care if he sees me in the office, man. I'm trying to uncover what's happening in here. Time Corp. So now we have all the situation where Wonka's here, and he's trying to tell people, hey, look, listen, man, we're gonna have to go back in time. He's like, back in time? Why are we gonna have to go so punctual? It's like, well, let me go not outside this door into the time door, but I will go through that time door. He's like, well, we're gonna have to go to Fantasia. Fantasia, when it was black and gray. Not black, people think it was black and white. It was black and gray and white. It was all of them. So we're going back, we see Mickey, and Popeyes is there. Popeyes is like, well, look at me. It's time to get the farm going, and I got my spinach. And he's riding around, he's going on to Fantasia. And we're all like, dude, this is gonna get out of control because Popeyes is on losing character. Mickey Mouse don't be losing either. So now Looney Tunes are meeting Mickey, and we're like, man, dude, this is the whole new world situation where they're out here flying. They're out here just flying, dude. And you might as well get the mechs in the competitive scene when we're out doing the mechs. I'm not saying, dude, I dropped a huge load when I played with mechs. I'm just telling y'all one time, it's not that I was letting it, you can't really get them. So I was out there and I was like, dude, the mechs are climbing on 8 stories and building all these things as fast as they can now, and they're making letters in the game. It's like, dude, what have we done? It's like, what Linkin Park songs playing these songs, and Zezma's like on the way to get this quest skiing. He's like, I'm on the Gatorade. He's like, I'm on the Gatorade. He's like, yeah, man, it's this unstoppable liquid that got me going. It's like, it's got me hydrated. It's like, it got electrolytes on it. It's like, will Electron go make an appearance here? So the Pokemon Electron comes in. and Ultron, and everybody's all coming in. This is a whole .0 situation, dude. Let me tell you more about it if you bring it in here based upon Deadpool 3 with Marvel, okay? It's a paid promotion, dude. What if it's such a, like, wow. If you really understand what it is, it's like, dude, if you put that into, like, actual, like, instead of it being painted, that's going to be an enormous thing. But it's like, what if I was becoming a tree and I stand here? It's like, well, you're going to have to tell me I'm going to become a tree that knows how to get into water and become a coral reef. Because I understand what it is when you unlock what if. So if we got to go back to the Razorbacks when I got to get shaven, and we got to get Bunker Josie in here so I can tell you, listen, man, if we get this situated correctly, there's a mecca in the middle. It's like, well, listen to me, there's a mecca in the middle. Well, how did that one get there, dude? They're out there. She's out there. The dinosaur from Bola Peak's out here too, and she's all here in the Reddit, in the rotation. They're all looking at him. It's like, we got to rotate. The storm's coming. And Bunker's like, I'm going to close my door, dude. I'm not about to go out there. I don't care what y'all got going on. This is my safety. And Wonka's like, Charlie, where you been, man? You were supposed to get that deal done and tell me about this. He's like, hey, I've been here for my own safety. I heard that there's somebody doing something outside my mountain. I've been screaming there. And Charlie's coming down the mountain, and everybody's all like, hey, who was that person that went on your mountain with the climbing boots from RuneScape? And he's like, I ain't gonna tell you. I got this. I'm over here. So all we're doing is like Charlie and the Charlotte factory is like, hey, I have gotten all these Wonka factories. It's like, I'm gonna have to put in chocolate to live in. That's how, what's his name, Mr. Jones, was out here surviving all this time in the season 4 inside the mountain. He had all these chocolates, and it's like, Charlie, we got something. He's like, ow. And it's like, why are you doing it? And Baby comes in. He's like, dude, if you keep telling people about my dark Triceratops skin, it's not even dark. I'm gonna tell you, it's a gray, light gray skin with purple. Y'all gonna have some problem. He's like, that hurts me. It's like, because I want to go. In fact, now the mom is talking. She's like, well, y'all gonna have problems because we're gonna have to play this game. And now I'm stuck in this game, and I'm having to play it with my kid in the back. Gingerbread Man comes in, and he's got the gingerbread brother with him, and Mew and Mewtwo are together. They got each other, and they're wearing backpacks. They're all doing all this stuff. Trailblazer comes in when you get to Twitch Prime, and she's like, hey, if you go in here, y'all gotta be careful. There's a guy in the middle. She's like, she has some old time tactics that when she was riding as fast as she could, but she was playing with her homeboy. Remember the first one, the first Twitch skin was one of the rarest ones. Remember when you get on yours, Pablo, and you're like, hey, yeah, go on and tell somebody about that when we're playing the game where we're not doing the summer skirmish. Because we're gonna have to do this here, and we're gonna have to get all this whole map. And it's not that we're having to do this, but the whole thing is I'm not gonna tell you to go on to another map though. Because I have to bring you in over here and tell you, hey, we have a situation here. Bring it in. And it's like, yeah, well, guess what? They're all having these discussions, and if Ramirez comes in, she's like, yo, y'all keep taking Pablo's time away, we're gonna have some like things going on. And I'm like, who you think you can be? She's like, I can be whatever I want to be. It's to save the world situation, and we're back in 2000. They're talking about this is beta mode. This is not, dude. Have y'all seen back in the day when what is beta? Not that it's not alpha or beta. I'm trying to say like y'all understand what it was before. At Fortnite, dog, Gears of War was playing. We're out here playing Gears of War. I got the torque, bro. And I'm like, dude, I got to train for this legendary moment because I don't know what's going to happen. So we're over here, and Nick Merckx is out here doing his greatest honorable acts in front of everybody on Gears of War. And I'm like, dude, how do we land and get this thing and become better? Because in the future, we're going to have to find out how we're going to take on Omega because nobody gone on here telling the story about Omega. He's like, well, guess what? Somebody's out there. So we got to trade now. So that's what people talk about Alpha. They're talking about, hey, Alpha lobbies and we're doing scrims and stuff. That's why we're all involved in here. So we're going to go in here and play. So we're now back in DC Comics, and Flash is like, dude, listen to me, man. I got to get my uncle out too. It's like, y'all out here doing this stuff with my uncle. It's like, what you talking about, Flash? You can just open the doors for everybody, man. He's like, I've done that a quadrillion times, dude. There's this one that's the original one. It's the OG. So it's like, well, OGs are trying to make entrance in here. And it's like, it plays the OG lobby music. And it's like in the game, and everybody like looks up, and it's like we think it's 0.0. Like again, it's like, we're about to get sucked in here. We're gonna have a conversation about where the Deadpool 3 Wolverine is going on because we need to find Loki. It's just we gotta go start on route. It's like, dude, dog, don't get the detectives involved. But the detectives are somewhat supposedly in the constable car, driving with the plasma screen in the back, trying to play my games. And it's like, well, guess what? Who do you think you are? We're gonna have to get this game online and get it connected because I gotta hit that Fortnite skin before anybody gets it in sensitive time. It's one of the rarest ones. So let's go on and get it. Next thing you know, it's like the 100 are out here in Bellamy. It's like, dude, if you can get in here, we're gonna have to get all this stuff. We're gonna have to get it. Like, it's like Bellamy. He's like, there's grounders. He's like, dude. I'm like, bro, grounders, you're from the CW. What do you think, man? This is the universal impact of all things. We're gonna have all of them, and there's not gonna be like a brand. Like, we're branding a whole new world. It's like, well, that's how it's gonna be. So that's how we do it, and that's how the game is out here with Snoop Dogg, and they're out here in Daquan's like running around, and then we're in the game. So let me tell you more about this if you want to know more about where we have to do stuff. So there's a movie coming out in a few hours here. It's 1 p.m. It's and out there in 5 hours. We're gonna have in about 7 hours. We're gonna have the movie by Marvel released to the public and everybody. I haven't even yet to see it. You're talking to a man who hasn't even seen it. Everybody probably seen it already. But it's a paid promotion by Marvel and What If. Dude, you tell me paid promotion by What If, I'm gonna give you a what if. Yeah, well, what if this happens if we unlocked all the universes and grabbed the keys? And it's like the universes and put together. That's why there's a 0.0. It's like Zero's out here because, well, we're riding on a canoe. And it's like Zero out here playing with Sonic, and they're out here doing all these things all the way from Texas. And I'm like, dang, man, he's finally made his appearance. And he's like, dude, somebody got that Omega outfit. I'm going to take my time for a little bit because ain't nobody going to be getting that one because that one gone down the thing. And y'all keep playing with this thing like this, we're going to have to get situated real quick because I got a good song. And he's like, well, hold on, bruh. I ain't trying to tell you about the bad song. I got to focus a little bit. And if you tell everybody about all that stuff, that's my things to get focused. And he's like, well, dude, how am I going to get on board? Well, get the loads on the board. It's like, well, guess what? They start playing the songs, and it's like, dude, back in the day, there was a thing called Zero. And not that he's gone. There's another one. It's called DJ Screw. And people want to forget that Purple's involved with DJ Screw and Big Mo and everybody, man. So I'm like, dude, let's get this connected in a situation where it's like universal collides. And it's like, well, hold on a second. There's somebody out there. Jack Sparrow's on here with his boat, and he's all floating in the air with the Flying Dutchman over the Dusty Divot that's been hit with Omega. That's why the people are flying, because that's where he's getting all these things. They're the guy, when they're driving in the Flying Dutchman, Jack Sparrow's dropping all these things on accident, and it's going over here, and Omega's trying to recover the situation about landing in the middle. And it's like, dude, he's trying to say he's the distributor of these things, and people are out here flying. Now, like the Dutchman, man. And now it's like, what do we do here? Because it's like, well, Jack Sparrow jumps down, and he's all like, dude, hold on a second. He's like, it starts getting wobbly on the map, dude. We're all like, can we get the New Balance shoes on? And it's like, yeah, can we get the New Balance shoes on? What's happened here? It's like, what do I explain to you, Jack Sparrow? Well, how can we do here? Because the thing is, Jack Sparrow, I know that you're walking over here to keep playing with the Jack Sparrow and all these things going on. We're going to have to get things figured out. But Wonka's about to get checked in on his factory back in the day. And we got to get this very, very figured out. Because now there's got Fantasia, and we got all these things going on. Fantasia's a huge scenario here. Because if you think about it, that's a long-term thing. Fantasia has Mickey Mouse. If you remember back in the day, Mickey Mouse is maybe somewhat related to Mr. Slowpoke. And Slowpoke's like, why are you telling about my cousin? I said it earlier. I'll tell you something, man. Y'all have this thing about asking when I get my peppers. Y'all gonna have to get questions. And we get the Riddler online too. It's like, well, we might as well get him online. So we're like Batman Forever again, because we're out here trying to get these peppers. And it's like, hey, why am I the one that gets these peppers? Because we are not yet in season 2. We're in season 4. We need to renew the season. Season 4 renewal. With the, we can call it OG, you can call it whatever you want to call it. Season 4 be with you. Whatever you want to call it. But what happened to Omega is the story that's like, hey, dude, I started playing this game thousands of years ago with Omega. And I wear that skin. And there's this gentleman trying to be like, hey, I got this under control. But let me do my thing, and we're going to be able to see what we can do with What If. Because that thing is connected to cartoon world, that's connected to Space Jam, that's connected to Fantasia. And that's just the way. That's how you do this. So when you get all these situated and you realize that there's a lot of peace involved with the Force, and then guess what? Yoda's out here with Baby Yoda. It's like, finally, man, because everybody's out here playing duos. And I'm like, man, this is not fair. They got all these guys that play duos. It's like, dude, how are y'all playing duos inside the solos lobby, man? It's like, dude, this has gone on to a universal trajectory mix-up of summer skirmishes and World Cups, dude. It's like, who's gonna be out here? This Ninja and Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tapman's out here getting all these situations. Like, man, it's not my time. And I'm out here, dude, Tim, we need to get the space together. He's like, well, you need to get it together because someone went into his office and gone on and took low keys, things and stuff. What is this? What y'all got low keys? He's got the keys to the universal connections with Deadpool for some reason. Has Ryan Reynolds playing What If because he's actually playing the star role in What If too. So he's got the keys in a way. So there's a star man out there, and he stars it's like, well, where's he at? It's like, hey, where are you at, star man? It's like he's driving the car, he's trying to be this other thing, and there's a Smurf on him yelling, come on now. Y'all better come out. It's like, come on out. That's the better way to do it instead of bringing it on in here. Because if you say, come on in here, you open the doors. It's like, well, guess what? We're going to have to be riding down this vehicle with y'all in the back seat playing games. It's like, well, guess what? Where are we now? We got to consider how beautiful it is. But hey, one thing's for certain is like, hey, I got you out and I was able to do it. So, but the thing is, it's like, who's the one wearing the outfit? Bugs Bunny's trying to get into the game now too, and it's like, goodness gracious, this is gonna get a little bit technical because this gentleman's out here saying he's so mega. He's like, well, we gotta get in there. He's got his Pink Panther homeboy out here trying to get in the game. Everybody's trying to get in the game. Then we got LeBron, he's doing Space Jam with this, and we got all this mixed in. We have to get this together because this is a moment where the Australian man, he got over here and did it. I've been saying that for a moment, man. Everybody plays it down. He even plays it down. But he's out here playing musics and stuff, and when we're trying to get in the game. So it's like, well, guess what? We need to go and get these policies and fixed. Contracts and all this stuff, man. Because this is not right. We want to be in that game for the final. It's the finals, dude. We're in the finals of the game, World Cup of Fortnite in Cyber Skirmish back in the day, because that's how we treated it. So, but there's people flying in it. So the Flying Dutchman's boat's on top, and that's where Lazy Lagoon comes in, because we got to put some water where that boat is flying. And it's like, yo, dude, we have to get this considered here. Jack Sparrow is here, and we're having to tell the stories of dead better tale no tales. But no one, Peacemaker comes in, he's like, what y'all say? That don't happen around here. He's all like, that don't happen around here. Where do you think I came from? He's all the skulls and stuff. He's like, well, look, it's myth. That's just the myth. He says, look at me, I'm wearing the outfit. Yuletide Ranger's out here and trying to tell me, man, you better stop telling everybody my business. He's like, dude, everybody keeps talking about Bunker Jonesy. Nobody's talking about what the skin is under the dang thing. And I'm like, gosh, bro, this is not fair, because now we're gonna have to call CDN in and we're gonna have a confusion. And it's like, hey, where's all these people coming in? The defaults are in. It's a default scribs for a moment, because we got to get together here, dude. This has become an ultimate situation because there's females out here wear Star Spangled skins, man. And they're all doing this looking like this, and they're running around and stuff to coming off the Mac. And it's like, dude, what have y'all gotten yourself into? We fixed this. That's not a dusted Dutchman, man. Right next to it, there's clouds making shapes. Do y'all not see this stuff? So it's like, wait, hold on, bro. Let's make an appearance choice about who's going to be doing the thing. But let's say, how about, like, no. The what about strat. So, like, Lil Wayne's like, what about me and stuff? He's like, well, hold on here. We got to get the mops out, because we're going to mop the floor with this one. It's like Daquan's out here is like, dude, did somebody say it's my, like, something? I was like, we're going to mop the floor with this, man. What are we going to do? He lands right on a llama. He's gone on and he's like, dude, this is not the way to take out llamas. Y'all don't shoot llamas no more, man. Because back, they ain't even in the game. In the future, in the sense they're in Pablo's lobby, in the playground. So y'all need to stop with all this destructive stuff. But Omega's like, dude, I've known this stuff. And they're having the discussion in front of everybody. And it's like, yo, dude, we need to get this situated. He's like, man, if we got to get this situated, you're talking about screw and all this and got purple. And it's like, man, how y'all going to do this? It's like, dude, well, listen, somebody's made a crater in the middle. It's like, how are we going to get this out of here? So it's like, what do you mean how are we going to get this out of here? We're going to have to hope to build a bridge with all of our resources to cover this up. Because this is not what we were trying to do. Dang, man. And there's a hole. Somebody's like got a hole in there. It's like, dude, peach jelly's coming out from when they're doing the Holes movie in the book. Because like, dude, what has gone on here? Somebody's taking a piece off the map. And everybody's going on like trying to act like, hey guys, we're gonna have to cover this up with tape. So we gonna have to call the police, and they're all in the constable's office. In the constable's office, it's like, dude, that's what they're saying. The leper constable. The lucky leprechaun that queued in with Ninja is out here trying to act like he don't know nothing. He's blaming on everybody. He got into the game and Ninja went backwards to get him to see who's out here because he's making a ruckus out there because he's got the lightsaber. That Yoda's actually in the game trying to get back. So now we have to connect all these things, and it's like, hey, we have to do something, man. There's people flying. We got to save him in the situation. Spider-Man's in the game. He's got the grappler. He's in here. It's like, dude, that's not a bad idea. I've been already doing that for Gamora and What If. She's falling from Thanos, and she's not really falling because like we got her with the net, and it's become like a strong Sour Patch Kid. It's like, dude, we need to get this going because, well, guess what? Y'all have me playing this game with Slurpee Swamps, and y'all think we're going to get Slurpee Swamps and we're going to just have an unload department. So when we have to get this unload department, when we're over here having to have the times of our life, we're going to have to tell people, hey, that's my spot. But hey, somebody's trying to make their locations made, and they're trying to make, hey, I got the default skin. That's why there's default skins in all this time. It's like, I want to be claimed as that default, and I want to be that default. It's like, dude, listen, bro. Yuletide Ranger is out here saying, if y'all keep telling people about this Skull Trooper stuff, y'all gonna have some business to be taken care of. You're gonna be wearing the green one. Y'all ain't gonna get that one. Because that's my skin right now. And these people are all trying to be like this. And it's like, dude, man, this guy's telling everybody. But then somebody pulls up to my stream, on my stream, and we're live streaming. Go look at my live streams. Somebody pulls up with that skin. He's standing in the front with the OG music, and he's all like, look at this. We're the best. We're gonna win this. It's like, let's go, dude. Hey, so I'm gonna be in the game, but that's not me though, because that's Tfue trying to cue it into default screens. When he cues in, he's gonna change to another thing. He's trying to act like he ain't Charlie. He thinks that everybody thinks it's all fun because he's gone on to wear the mask skin that has infinite almost possibilities, bro. Nobody really talks about the mask, bro. That movie, dude, nobody talks about it. So when somebody's gone on to wear the mask skin inside the movie and inside all this stuff, and it's like, well, dude, there's infinite possibilities because they look like they're coming out of Space Jam. So Tfue's all having to be low-key, and he's like, learn from the Australian. He's all like, hey, yo, brother, we have to keep this quiet because only 100 people can fit in the server. It's like, well, we got to keep this quiet and only 100 people. We have all these characters. And it's like, dude, how are we going to keep this guy? I'm so excited. So it's like, well, dude, that's how we have to do it because there's policies out here. There's policies, people out here trying to make claims to where this gotta be based upon investigations about how much more money y'all need to get before we realize that we don't need to be separate. We're all from planet Earth, and we got all this beautiful stuff. And it's amazing. Doesn't matter if we're having a game, you have to log in inside the tropics, dude. We gotta get that skin on board because that skin is like something that's bringing in something from the back in the day. So I'm trying to tell you, hey, look, man, if we're going to have to do this, we might have to go over there. So the longer you tell me about this game, it's like, hey, dude, the mask is out there. Remember what the mask has with him. Jim Carrey's out here with the mask, but the thing people keep forgetting about is the Jack Russell Terrier that got the mask for a little bit. He's running around, and Doggo's out here just looking around. He's in the game. He's all Doggo. He's like, you better not tell nobody or I'm going to be having to do something else. So Doggo's out here like, dude, I'm rushing over. He's like leading, dude. He's like not even going for some reason to that center area where we all got to be going because we got to figure out what the whole thing is about. So we're all like, Kevin the Cube's rushing. He's making tracks all over the place. There's water now coming out the ground because Kevin the Cube has gone around the borders. It's like, dog, I got to get my telescope. Jack, can you pass it? He's like, here you go. Now we're inside of this situation where I got to use his telescope. Bro, have y'all ever seen inside of Jack's like, telescope? Let me tell you something about it. Woo! That thing got some time on it. So I'm looking on it. It's like, what you got on there? So they're on there. It's like, hey, have you signed up for Amazon Prime? Because that thing's there. Where? And then now we got Monsters Inc. trying to play the game saying, hey, yo, dude, we ain't got monsters. They're not called that around here. Whoever said that back in Space Jam, they need to come and bring that over here into Center Court. Center Court, dude, you might as well go get your waffles outside. Because that's where people are serving things where we're going to have to start talking about the life support system that I'm going to have a heart attack trying to talk about where's the waffles at. So I'm not going to have one because I'm in good shape and I know how to run. And I'm looking like Goku if I take off my apples. But the thing is, I'm going to give y'all like something about what's going on. When Bayama's out here blocking shots because Kevin is trying to break into the universe, dude. He's trying to break into the universe because he's trying to find out he's tired. All these people trying to like forget Omega. It's like, dude, y'all keep doing this stuff. I don't care if they tattoo me and all this stuff. That doesn't mean nothing. That's not who's really inside. It's like, well, guess what? Dude, it's like, hey, can you go get my Dunkins, dude? Because if you think we're going to open, like, some door on the side where you're going to break in and take my Dunkin' and my phone, and y'all keep moving my phone around, I'm going to tell you something. We got to get this very situated. Because there's somebody out here. There's something out called Rubik's. Rubik's is out doing aerobics, and she's darn got this beautiful skin like from the X-Men. Remember the Diamond Woman in X-Men? She's gone, her name's Rubik's. And it's like, what? A Rubik's? She's gone and done the aerobics. She's doing with the run, and she's like, let me take off the 24-hour fitness situation because we're having to do this. I see a man running around look like a cube, and everybody call him a man. She's like, aerobics come out here. She's like, Ruby. She's out here like, hey, Kevin. Kevin's like, wait, hold on. Did I just meet the love of my life? It's like Lola Bunny and Bugs Bunny out here been playing this entire time, dude. And I'm like, man, this is going to get hectic, man, because we got duos. But I'm like, man, this is not fair, man. I'm out here trying to fix all the situation by myself. I'll go one by one. And when Bayama's out here, man, he's like, did you say one by one? Summit just got taken out, brother. It's like, what? Take it out. I haven't heard that in my life, man. Y'all need to go put the net on the thing, man. Grab that net because you got the arms, my friend. We need to save this universe, dude. There's about to hit the Omega. The Omega's like, dude, I don't think it's so bad out here when things are looking good. He's like, brother, who gonna take my role? He's like, you didn't take no role. You go have to take your mask off because you keep playing this game. And Skull Trooper's like, I didn't give nobody authority to wear that mask. And he's like, well, guess who it is? Neil Patrick Harris is out here playing a game like the Matrix. He's out here wearing the green Skull Trooper. Shows up, he's like, dude, I'm out here to tell y'all something, man. Y'all have a problem with the situation. We got the outfit on. He thinks he's wearing the purple, but he's wearing the green and black. He's like, dude, man, where did you do? Neil, come on over here. Let me tell you something. Did you get an outfit that I can wear the green one and the black one? He's like, what you mean? I got the purple one now. He's like, dog, let me tell you something. You bring that on in here, I'll be able to tell you more about it. He's like, well, I'm a little bit suspicious about you telling me come on in here because it sounds like you give me an order. He's still wearing this outfit, man. Neil Patrick Harris is wearing the Omega outfit in the game, my friends. It's like, what in the world? The skin, that man, it's like, what is it? Neil Patrick Harris, you think you're wearing the Omega skin. You come in here, you got me dead wrong. The Dead Sea, like where you got me with Dead Man Tells No Tales. Because you out here wearing the Skull Trooper, man, you got me dead laughing. You got the black and green one, man. Not many people got the original ones. So the original ones have come back and they're like, yo, dude, in chapter 2, they're gonna change my friends out to go do something else. We have to get these situated about the default skins and these default skins. It's like, there's not a number that can explain these defaults because there's just more that are coming out. And it's like, well, where have they gone? We don't know because they come out of the mech that they had a hard time with the Infinity Blade and Polar Peak. And there's like, who's that problem? Who's that dude? It's not a problem. If you bring it, I give you a true detective situation about it and where it's head and tell you how much of it's not. So it's like, hey, come on out, running around, mechs. Y'all coming out here trying to get, and guess who the mechs were? They come out of the Mecca and then things, dude. In the game, I'm not playing games. In the Fortnite, we're talking about the Loving Kids game, man. So what I'm talking about, she's like, hey, they've darn fallen out. It's the remember Power Rangers? The Power Rangers would get together, put their hands in, and they would get, if you go like this, put their hands in, and they'd be like, get in together, and we get together, they would make the OG mechs. That's what I'm trying to say. They're overpowered. It's not fair. There's few girls on that game, man. They're on the same team, and the girls always get what they want. So I'm not fair. It's not fair. So now she's like, finally somebody said what the key was, and the farm is all going all angry orchards. And it's like we're having to compute the scenario because it's my dark triceratops skin. They call on the head. They call dark. I don't care what they call. I ain't got no bad bone in me. She's like, you're right. I'm like telling you, they're all saying that you know what? You're right. You're right, you're right. All of a sudden there's like these females and they're seeing these things and they're having to be like, what's going on in here? There's all these men going into the game, but they're playing default skins. And it's like, listen, man, if we're gonna get this situated and have to put a thing on here and we have to say that we have to not go save people like we've been doing, you're gonna have to go into the what if on Marvel and tell me, hey, why would I stay away from saving lives, man? It's like, well, you're gonna have to go on what if for that, because what if department might be able to not say that they're bad, but what if it's gonna have your infinite possibility situation where you're like, dude, there's a situation where Pablo's going on, he's like not really trying to save a situation, but we got a whole universe of people's characters going on, and we're having the People's Choice Awards. It's Nickelodeon. People haven't been able to configure Nickelodeon in. And it's like, goodness gracious, man, configure Nickelodeon in. You got me messed up. It's been there, just so nobody's unlocked it yet. It's like Nickelodeon. Wait, Neil Patrick Harris, don't go on and do this to me. And he's all like, yeah, man, y'all forgot about Nickelodeon. And Neil Patrick Harris is dripping with green slime water. He's wearing the Skull Trooper with green slime. It's actively hydrating, Gatorade. And all these things have gone on together, and there's a gator saying, hey, that's not mine. That's not the Gatorade. It's like, well, that's the whole situation about how are we going to get the DC and Marvel universe together, because there's a gator saying, yo, bruh, that's not, you can't call that Gatorade, Neil. That's where I'm coming from, that's lemon lime Gatorade. Well, why do you think it's called lemon lime? Nobody can tell who the difference is just because it's green, man. Willy Wonka's like, hey, talking about flavors. It's like, well, let me tell you something about flavor. Y'all go on and keep talking about Gatorades, and there's a gator running around here. We're gonna have to get the whole situation. So Mr. Golfzilla is starting to make a situation here. He's out here in New York, and he's going on, they're making love. In New York, it's like, dude, man, why are y'all doing this in New York out of all these places, man? Because there's like Washington, D.C., there's people there. And it's like, what you mean there's people there? There's the DC universe. And I'm like, what you talking about, man? We are all in the country, man. How are we going to say that we can't go there? So he's trying to make excuses. He's like, well, goodness gracious, no wonder when I went the other day, there was slime on it. And I'm trying to tell you, man, y'all got to go and get your power washers out, because that place is ridiculously nice. Get clean and power wash and get it out of there. Not all the bad things get situated. Without Golfzilla's in here trying to become this Gatorade spokesman, and I'm here seeing people doing paid promotion about Gatorades and paid promotions. It is Golfzilla trying to recover the situation. That's all that they're talking about. That's like, well, goodness gracious, all that starts playing from Nickelodeon. And it's like, hey, have y'all heard about the orange sodas coming out? It's like, well, guess what? I told you guys that we already talked about Nickelodeon, because Keenan and Kel were flipping around in there in the front seat. And it's like, dude, yo, bro, she's got orange soda. And it's like, he's got the OG chug orange soda. He's like, dude, you just told the whole world about that. It's in the center place, and they're on the way. Slowpoke is on the way getting it. Slowpoke and Speed, you're on the way. They're trying to be like, the longer you take, Pablo, telling everybody how we're going to do this is the faster I go and get that chug. It's like, but why you didn't tell me that? Because you're not getting the peppers, dude. So we're out here going to get that chug, the legendary. So Keenan and Kel from all that are out here selling chug jugs in the game. And I'm like, dude, y'all really doing currencies about chug jugs? Goodness me, man. Y'all got me messed up. We might as well jump to season 2 where we got drinking chug jugs and it's currently offloading while I'm drinking it. It's because I'm getting used to them. So I have to go do this, man. Y'all got this chug jug sitting in the middle. And it's not we gotta go all the way to get these chug jugs. Well, have you heard where the legendary chug jug come from? I wonder. So that's what I wonder where the chug jug comes from. Guess where the llamas come from? We have to see how we're gonna have to not do this. Can't tell everybody about the orange sodas because they got a whole store going on in the back over here, and Omega's trying to cover up all this stuff, and Jack Sparrow's trying to tell everybody, yo, dude, listen, man, this is a big scenario here, but if somebody goes on and takes my chug keg, I'm gonna have a problem. And he's like, Jack Sparrow has now caught all these cameras, and he's like, Pixar, if you say something about this, we're gonna have a situation. He's like, what situation? Dude, I've already gotten Jersey Shore. So we've unlocked that TV, all this stuff, man. So we're all having to get the situation, man. Situation makes it in. He's got the Gym Tan laundry outfit. And everybody's all like, man, we have to get this situation because Rockstar Games is trying to get into Epic. And it's like, Rockstar, how many times have y'all done this? It's like, well, there we go. That's where we're at in a situation of time. But goodness me, but what about Omega? Because, like, if we're going to start talking about contract, we're going to have to start talking about Omega asking questions about, hey, bruh, what we going to have to do about this situation? Because I'm trying to unlock what they got going on. So I'm over here, you're telling everybody, let me go get, now I'm landing, we're running around from Moisty. And it's like, hey, guys, how did it get so moisty on the outskirts? Now y'all understand why Kevin's gone around the borders and got the whole island wet. So it's Moisty Mire. So I'm landing out there, and there's a legend out there. There's a legend about the Moisty Birdman. He's got the flippers, but he's got it, and he's like never running on the ground. Talking about Golfzilla, Moisty Merman might have came where Golfzilla was coming from. And they're all like doing this, and Golfzilla's walking out on this platform, and she's gone on, and she's like, everybody think Golfzilla is that Polar Peak animal, man, the one that they had in the mechs. It's like, she's coming out, and there's like, dude, uh-oh, it's just like, uh-oh scenario where, thank God, I'm wearing the shark skin in the game. Because if this place is about to get flooded, we're about to have to, I'm wearing my flippers. So now I'm here wearing the shark skin. He's like Pablo's able to get this shark skin during scrims. It's like we're not supposed to be wearing any. I'm normally not wearing this, but if I got to be prepared that there's somebody like a Kevin rolling around as a square thing and we're trying to invent the Flintstone tire, I'm pretty sure there's going to be an indentation around my island. So it's like, dude, what's under the indentation? There you go. There's somebody swimming and around it. And I'm like, goodness me, what can we do to fix the scenario? Kevin has just met Rubik's. Oh, man, they're talking, and she's just finished Rubik's. So I'm out here like, hey, dude, let me give me a moment here before the water starts making these islands. These extra islands that are out here. It's like, wait, what do you mean these extra? It's a whole one landmass. And that's the guy telling Australia's like, hey, y'all can't be talking about that yet because we gotta get the story right. We gotta get the story. Yeah, go on and get me the story right because we gotta get this Omega. People keep trying to go on and crying about where's Omega. He's there. And he's out there, and he's sitting there with his eyes like, dude, how many more times y'all gotta get me like this, man? We've been here. And I'm trying to make sure there's all this stuff happening and we're not paying attention to this creature that's wearing a black and purple outfit in front of Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. And it's like, how about we put the Super Bowl and we start doing the strategies on? So now we got the Super Bowl skins in the game, and everybody like Randy Moss is trying to get into this Fortnite game. It's like, uh-oh, dude, it's 0.0. This is gonna figure out how we're gonna cost a lot of money. It's like, wait, how is this gonna cost a lot of money, man? Somebody's out here, man. Come on, man, y'all out here, y'all added gold to the game. There's a leprechaun driving the car. It's a constable, leprechaun, constable. And he's out here trying to pick up these coins because that's what he likes. And Sonic is like, those are my coins, I dropped those. So now we're having a huge situation where like, we gotta get this whole situation going. All of a sudden, Groot is out here. There's somebody out there containing this Groot character, but she's gone and snuck out of Groot while Groot is trying to protect it. And he's all like, man, what's going on here, man? Y'all got to go on and get this rolling because this is going to have to get going. Somebody's out here doing gainers and rolling, and it's like, we got these these purple things, and you got my Luke Skywalker. He's getting in here, and Darth Vader's trying to say, hey, brother, son, whatever you want to call me, man. I got my mask on. We're going to have to go and log on to this game. It's like, why would we go and do the yin and yang when you darn been having a Death Star where the moon's supposed to be? So where's the moon coming in? And she's like, well, hold on just a moment. That looks like my family walking around there. There's the little baby trying to act like we don't know who he is. It's Yoda trying to act like he's trying to get into he's going to go in there because he's intelligent. So that y'all gonna keep telling everybody about the lunar eclipse and stuff like that because there's something like a Death Star in the way. The lunar eclipse is happening. And it's like, dude, we need to get that Death Star out the way and not call it the Death Star. Johnny Depp is like, I'm getting out the Jack Sparrow. He jumps into Willy Wonka and he's like, yo, dude, we gotta maybe have to take this to court. It's like, man, why do we gotta take this to court again, man? Because no, man, that's not, you might as well get a snowman. Because if we're gonna have to do this to get everybody situated inside Fortnite with not now, I mean, I'm talking about like, if we gotta get it situated, how are we gonna do that? Because if we're gonna have to, how are we gonna do that? You know how much time it's gonna take to give a description about everybody? I can do that, but on What If 2, because on What If 2, it's like almost where we're gonna have to do that, but I can do that. But we're gonna have to give a description about it. It's gonna take too very long. That's why I said What If 2, it's gonna take me too long. So these people are out here trying to get in my game. They're all here trying to take that jug because this dude's taking too long about telling about in the future because they're out here trying to uncover a situation. Looney Tunes are now playing detectives. They're out here. They're playing detective. They're trying to figure out, hey, in chapter 2, there's going to be new defaults. And they're going to be worried about where their uncles have changed. It's like, and their aunties have changed. So now we're having to go back in time to figure out what's happening, but they're trying to play around talking about peppers and jugs. Listen, man, we're gonna have to do it. Why didn't y'all say that in the first place? Because that gentleman, it's better if you go and just tell nobody about my peppers. And it's like, well, guess what? Julius Peppers is coming in here getting all these things. And Julius, hey, Julius, come on over here. Let me tell you something. There's somebody out there that, because you're out here working with the Buccos and you're waiting with Tom Brady, we're gonna have to tell you something, brother. I'm gonna give you a hint. Come on in and bring it in. On the other side of the spectrum, on another island, there's somebody having commotion, and back in the day, it's Julius Caesar, and he's somebody you gotta be careful, because Julius Pepper's like, don't talk about Julius Caesar, because there's a thing going on over there where you might get a spike trap. Somebody says spike trap, yo, dude, we're gonna have to cover this up and put a spike trap on top. All of a sudden, it's like, dude, there's a thing stuck in between where it's gonna go blackout. We're stuck at, people are out here taking considerations about how to cover up the divot. It's like, how are we gonna cover up we're gonna have to use the resources, and there's llamas coming out everywhere. They're coming down. They're the best. They're maybe giving out 3,000, like, full resources. And they're like, well, listen, man, let them try to figure out the situation, but the thing is, there's a complete blackout under the thing. It's like, on top of these things, somebody's gone used wood and gone down the Pinocchio aisle. It's like, dude, Pinocchio. He's walking around, he's like, my uncle is gonna get really upset if y'all keep talking about some other stuff going on over there. He's like, who's your uncle? Geppetto jumps up, he's like, I'm not his uncle. He's like, Geppetto, I'm like, Geppetto, you better get over there and be careful, because that's Pinocchio. And if we need to get doing this stuff, if Pinocchio says, dude, the day he starts speaking, we're gonna have to get a commotion. It's like the same situation's happening with this whole what if situation, because we're unlocking all these doors with these keys. Because Pinocchio's out here talking about pronouncing marriage cycles, and he just said that's his first words. And I'm like, brothers, Geppetto, how are we gonna do this, man? Pinocchio's out here with Fantasia. And it's like, he knows all the things, and he's happen to have all this wood. And it's like, hey, how about we say we're the woodpecker chuckled? Because if we're gonna have to get all this stuff going to cover up this thing, I might have to bring out my snipers. It's like the snipers, it's like I got my telescope out because it's the closest thing I got. So I'm looking through this telescope of what could be Jack Sparrow's view. And he's like looking at Pablo. And he's all like, yo, dude, well, this is what's happening with Pablo. This is his whole universe, talking about times and characters and stuff in space. And it's like, damn, man, we're not time anymore. I have this space outfit. You got the time one. well, you're going to have to give that back, because if you got the time and space one and we got the warp space drive, we're going to have to go on the do one, where we're going to have to see if these stars are now becoming beams of light, and we're going to have to dodge them while we're going the speed of light, and it's scary. So now Chewbacca's like, man, y'all don't even know how to fly a plane, because y'all didn't even know how to do that when it was Winter Wonderland time back in the day. I see y'all out here, there's one man on top of the plane when y'all are driving, and he's actually putting up like work time to get your thumbs up or thumbs down and talking about Julius Caesar. I'm not doing no Julius Caesar like that. I'm out here celebrating because somebody's getting me closer to the zone. And it's like people are out here like we're cued into the Fortnite Winter Fest. And I'm like, the Winter Fest, I'm not going to disclose that because I'm coming out with the summer skirmish and then we're going to do the World Cup. But first now, we have to figure out Omega. What he's going to do. So Omega's telling me, hey, if you keep telling everybody about what's happening in the future, we're going to have to tell everybody what's going on with this thing. And I'm like, Omega, do you realize that you're the only one with the lights on under here? It's not flying anymore. We're like in the galaxy. It's like, are we in the galaxy, Omega? He's like, dude, I'm not going to tell you where we are. He's like trying to consider everything everybody's saying, and he's trying to consider it before we go and tell everybody. Because on the other spectrum, somebody's gone on and told everybody, we got to fix the situation. And they got and covered it. And it's like, hey, it's covered. It's like, by the Indian in the cupboard. And I'm like, the Indian in the cupboard? It's like, no, that's not a that's a situation where Pinocchio's best friend was out here holding people hostage. He's like, that's not how we do it here. Indian in the cupboard, they start talking together, and they're like, I'm big, and he's coming out here like Native American, and he's like, yeah, y'all got any questions? He's like, yeah, I'm not getting held hostage. This is my cupboard. That's my friend. Pinocchio's like, that's my friend there. And he's like, this is not how it's going on. That's exactly what's going on in the sense of policies and contracts about these universes, man. People are making these claims. We're going to get in there. Because if we're going to have to do this to get the game going, this don't make no sense. So if we're going to have to do this, I can give you an explanation on each one of these characters for a little bit of time. So now we're having Yuletide Ranger. He's out here doing stuff. It's Christmas. It's Frosty. Like, dog, people are landing Frosty now. And I'm out here back in the past, and I got this jet fuel that people keep thinking it's all in the car. So we're back in the game when me and Ninja are playing. He's going backwards to find me on the island. And there's all this water around, and I'm like, who took the boat? What's up, bro? Who took the boat? Who did it? And he's like, well, I gone on and take the boat and on this island. And it's like, well, look, dude, how are we traversing all these waters, man? Because this is not how to go. I don't even know how to swim. The last time we did that, I got in trouble. So the last time we got all this way here, it's like, hey, might as well put my steel-toe boots on and swim across. Who took my boat, man? I'm trying to get to Slurpee. So he's like, he has good reason to ask about good boats. Because somebody gone on, took his boat, and he's from season 1 OGs, and all this stuff. It's like, dude, the last time I'm scared to get in this water, because I've had a situation where I've heard about somebody selling things. And I'm like, well, selling currencies in the game is not the right way, but you got Fortnite skins coming out with that guy. And he's like, the Japanese guy is out here. The Japanese guy's out here. He's got to put a disclaimer. There ain't no things for sale. And we're back in Indonesia. It's like, Ken, we're back in the Hangover 3. We were talking about that a long time ago. But Hangover 3 is like, how do we get there? Because Ken's out here telling people, y'all keep coming at me, and I said there's no more diagnostics. We're not going to get the game back online. It's like, dude, we got the whole game under this thing. And it's like, dude, it's a whole new world. Well, let me tell you something, man. We got to go ahead and cue this in right away because it's a whole new world out there. This is not a whole new world. You need to unravel what's been put on top because these people think that this is 50 versus 50. Now, so it's like 50 versus 50. The storm circle is getting closer. It's like, let me tell you about a story about the storm circle getting closer, man. So y'all need to consider what we have gotten going on. Not that I'm giving orders. And I'm not worried too much about people getting scared. So when we have to make sure we have to get a move on, and people are out here, and I have to make sure that everybody's like not afraid. When we have like Eminem playing, and he's like, I'm not afraid. And he's like, hey, I'm not here to say what we're doing, Mr. Loki. How do we do this? And it's like, hey, If we speak more about the orange sodas, we're back here. So it's like, hey, let me tell y'all, we got to get this going here. Because somebody is acting like he's over here saying that this special Dunkin' Donuts may be what he thinks it is. So y'all over here is like, hey, guess what? That's the legendary one. And that's the legendary outfit. Ah! And guess what? We're safe. Because I got it in my hands and I got it out. So whatever we're going to do in the future, we got to go ahead and get that situated. Because right now, we have to maybe get that situated. We know all we have is time and space. And who has gone on and closed the tops? Somebody needs to unravel it. Y anda son tan malo. Y ahora las cosas son mal. Because people are starting to speculate where have all these universes can you know what I'm saying? It's like Akon. Akon is out here thinking that he's going to sneak on the game as Akor from where he was out here ordering pizzas. He's the one making the contracts. We have to make sure everybody's out here safe. This is not 50 versus nobody. We're in the 100 survival mode. It's like, man, no one's going to get this critter. There's a critter, there's a leprechaun trying to calm people, thinking we're going to never find him. He's out there. He's trying to act like he don't know nothing. He's putting everybody on these, tripping everybody out. Now there's the seagulls here, and we're here, and we got to get stuff mold. It's like, well, if you realize, if you break the mold, Smash Mouth from the other day, we're going to have to keep talking about what we're going to do. How do we, like, smarten this up? I'm not bad. Because if we're not bad,